knock the rings out and I'ma fit my pinky with it. Fuck a Jada Pinkett, I get jiggy with it. You with it, then we can get it going. Talking bitch shit, and you just to see me cold head of the state, and I cannot be demoted. I put his head on the stake and make a hole in 2 out the meter. Can't say too many ways that I need her. It's a bread on the plate, she a eater. Need some bread on the plate for the feature. I'm a beast, little boy, I'm a creature. Ain't no money to make for me being tame. Before I tell on myself I'm a plea insane. There's some folks in here with me, yo, keep it chained, and I swear. They keep talking, all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright, cause I'ma send in the hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulder, devils on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over. Trying to stay woke in a high full of sleepers. I can leave earth anytime, no allegiance. Fuck all these hoes on that line too egregious. Had to be real one time for the region. Can I get peace someday? Or just a little sleep someday? I know we gon' eat someday. And if the time divine, it won't be too late. Now it's a balance I've been trying to figure. In and out at times in my little feelings. My Valentine ain't want no dealings. And I can't blame you about that really, cause ain't too much stable going on. Ain't nobody to say you on your own. I done took out a page from Rolling Stones. Advice might shorten the days and write the songs. Meanwhile, I'll engage in other things, dazing off the other dreams. Another page, another ream, and I still can't explain just what I see. Maybe I went made to walk, the wings fell off, and now I'm trapped inside the thought. They birthed the flaw. Glad they brought the church to talk, cause I need something to believe in. So make me believe. They keep talking, all around my head, I hear it all day. I hope nobody don't tell the end alright, cause I'ma send in the hell and then y'all wait. Gon' probably send me to hell, I need peace sign. For my shoulder, devils on east side. Now who's stronger, man, I'm getting deep fried. But I'm colder than a white polar until I'm over, trying to stay.
Took a deal, signed another deal, post up in the hills on the rail, headed for a mill, travel with me still, getting kills, all this pop appeal, got these pop stars try popping in, and they getting pop for real. I ain't tryna build, I was tryna lead a meal, getting to it, before I hopped up off the block, I was still going through it, friends doing pills, and came faster than it should've, I was Buddy Hill, shooting at a pace soon as I pull up, dropping buckets, hey, yeah, like it's nothing. In the kitchen chopping onions, yeah. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, cause I'm dropping buckets, hey, yeah. Like it's nothing, hey. Earn my respect and burn a budget, hey. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby, yeah, I'm dropping buckets. Drop some cash for me, don't worry about my past for me. I'm driving with no gasoline, this life I live's a fantasy. Yeah, I do this for my dogs, all my day ones and my family. My life gon' live through them if I end up in any tragedies. I hope y'all understand this shit got bigger cause it had to be. I always knew I had it, but just not at this capacity. I recognize the gravity, closer to the summit, stacking chips and counting nuggets. I've been stunting, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, in the kitchen chopping onions. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, cause I'm dropping buckets. Hey, yeah, like it's nothing. Hey, earn my respect and burn a budget. Hey, tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets. Earn my respect and burn a budget. Tears falling down, underdog is finally overcoming, baby, cause I'm dropping buckets.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. The crash came when the cash came, spend it for you get it like those rookies all on draft day. For the love like it's match game, hit the ground running, really do it for my last name. They act different when the facts change. I'm not with the tip for tag games. In my own league I don't chase game. In my own league I don't hang with lanes. I know I've been quiet for a minute, I've been grinding, still in it, I've been counting these digits. Excuse me, I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat and excuse me. Now how could that be? Talking about who can be talking about me. Feeling like Stretch where I got all this reach. Feeling too blessed when I step on these beats. Now how could that be? I could beat the pressure, I could beat the 2-3. Jab, jab, hook, then I duck and I weave. It was never you, it was me versus me. I know I've been quiet for a minute. I've been grinding, still in it. I've been counting these digits. Excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat or excuse me. Better up, get some. Swinging for the fences, I might leave it in the sun. Every pitch a home run. Stack a couple tickets just to leave it to my son. Take it back while I be gone. Small city kid, couldn't dream a bigger one. A marathon, never run. Check the scoreboard, how I'm feeling like I won. I know I've been quiet for a minute. I've been grinding, still in it. I've been counting these digits. Excuse me. I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I'm back on my business. If you see me, don't trip, just excuse me. Wrong if I do, wrong if I don't. That's why I do me no matter what, so excuse me. Lie if I do, lie if I don't. The proof is in the story, take a seat or excuse me.
I rise and I wake and I gotta go get it. I'm making my bed and it's straight to the digits. No cover jokers, that shit is acidic. So I take a shot with the lemon and ginger. Look in the mirror like, yeah, I'm the nigga. Look in the mirror like, damn it, I'm fitted. Looking outside like the world is all mine. Look in the mirror like, nigga, go get it. I gotta get to the casinos. I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these hoes. They getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why these niggas just crash out. Sucking and selling this man down. Life getting gone in the flash now. Fuck it in and I'ma stand out.
I done seen these niggas crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands down. Understand now, got plans now, got big dreams. Now fuck that, got big schemes since 16s, hot 16s. I started broke, then I fixed things. I been king, I been him. My bitch bad, my whip clean. I been hot, that's benzene. You been not, that's cold stream. That's cold things, that's cold things. I'm motivated like Kobe. These motherfuckers don't know me. It's it's my time. Check
I rise and I wake and
yeah.
I gotta go get it. I'm making my bed and it's straight to the digits. No cup of jokers, that shit is acidic. So I take a shot with the lemon and ginger. Look in the mirror like, yeah, I'm the nigga. Look in the mirror like, damn it, I'm fitted. Looking outside like the world is all mine. Look in the mirror like, nigga, go get it. I gotta get to the casinos. I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these hoes. They getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why these niggas just crash out. Stuck in the cell and it's man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fuck it in and I'ma stand out. Was praying that I fall off. Never stood 10 toes, never fall. Young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena, never finna fall off. Never stood 10 toes, never fall. Young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena.
Are you niggas just some fans, huh? Hey, really got a plan, huh? But coming to some paper, you won't even lift your man up. I'm coming off the dribble, it's simple, I make them stand up. Come from where they sagging, now luxury, hold my pants up. I'm nasty, nigga, you should ask me. Best about the city, ask my daughter why she dabbing. Niggas got my name in their mouth while they songs in the drought. I know it's hard to get out, you should be closing your mouth. I told them only time would tell. They craving for a kitchen, guess these niggas didn't know me well. I say nada, don't reply unless it's about $1. Oh well, okay, ha 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 ha. All these local ass niggas, just some local niggas. I'm doing shows overseas, they don't know you niggas. Hey, check the wristwatch, that's a rollie nigga. Really making mine off rap, I'm the only nigga.
Fall off. Never stood 10 toes up before, young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena, never finna fall off. Stood 10 toes, never fall, young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena.
I'm the one from the pink house on Lost Robles. Wasn't shooting, man, we really got it off the shoulders. And that's for real. And ever since they took away money, been in my fields, I really started grinding and winning. Got me a deal and now I'm paid up. The times that we was down, guess it been made up. Started doing numbers, now these little niggas hate us. So what? Set the bar so high that they can't touch. Really think it's jealousy, they mad that they ain't us. Hey, but fuck that shit, man, I'm Dina Race, we'll set a blaze. And I don't give a fuck that you feel away. Word, how you niggas feel the worst way to kill a day. Focus on my paper, got direct deposit on the way. But hey, y'all can have the best in the city. I'm the best out this motherfucker, say it with me. Hey, y'all can have the best in the city. I'm the best out this motherfucker, say it with me.
Fall off. Never stood 10 toes, never fall, young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena, never finna fall off. Never stood 10 toes, never fall, young nigga finna ball off. And it's still west side Pasadena.
can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Be the way I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Wait, hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop? It's the barbershop. Wait, I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all.
You gotta tell who the pop down.
It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
Maybe that's hard to believe, but if you ever watch Pop the Balloon Show when a guy says, I don't want no baby mamas, the balloons are popping like a mom. And it'd be like one or two left. You know, it'd be like one or two left, man. Shit. You know, so I tell you what, man, it's a damn shame. You know, it's just a shame.
feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
I got a red room, it's the red hour when the sun sets in my bedroom. Oh, it feels like I'm inside a flower. It feels like I'm inside my eyelid. It feels like I'm inside a flower.
Ladies and gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. All right, give me the okay in the back, guys, if y'all can hear me. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, man. So good to be back in the building tonight on another episode of Barbershop. We're going to do things a little different tonight. Yeah, we got open mic tonight. If you got some smoke, if you got a joke, if you got anything you want to talk about tonight, you want to talk about conspiracies, bring your ass on up here and talk about conspiracies. If you want to talk about women, bring your ass up here and talk about women. Brent, come on. Come on. Anything you want to talk about tonight, fellas, we are open to the discussion. All right. So, let me see. All right. So the link is at the top of the chat. Listen, this is birthday week for me. If you guys want to give, oh man, hey, somebody said Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Oh yeah, Christina, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. But anyway, if you want to contribute to the channel, you want to hook your boy up for his birthday, which was yesterday, you know what I'm saying? We do it for a week. You know how black people do. We do birthdays for a week. So if you want to contribute to your boy birthday, the cash app is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. All right, let me see here. Who we got in the sanctuary tonight? Well, I'm going to do things backwards tonight. I'm going to be a little dyslexic. I'm going to bring my guys up here, man. I got Lost in Translation in the building tonight. I got Ghost of Sparta in the building tonight. What's going on, fellas? Y'all muted.
What is going on?
What's up?
We're both old, and last 2 days I see.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you, by the way.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I got your text, man. I appreciate y'all, man, reaching out to me, brother. My brothers. All right, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button as y'all come in. If you want to donate to the channel, it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Let's see who we got in here tonight, guys. We got Catelia already. We already know she's going to be here supporting and moderating. What's going on, Sugarfoot? All right, we got the beautiful Milani in the building tonight. What's going on, Suge? Let's see here. We got Sparta HQ Network in the building tonight. We have King Cobra. I mean, don't say King Cobra. King Libra in the building tonight. Christina Watts is in the building tonight. Our guy Lost in Translation is back on the panel tonight. Guys, put your damn hands together for Lost in Translation. Who else we got in here tonight? Edward Gilbert is in the building tonight. Thank you so much. Christina sent this. Oh, yeah, she sent a link for us to watch that. Not going to do that. That's copyright. Braxton the Snake Fiend is in the building tonight. Let's see. Oh, man, look who it is. You know, we got something special for this guy. Let me see if I see it. Yeah, there it is. All right, yeah. Good to see you, Black David. Good to see you.
That never gets old, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you, Doc. All right, let's see here. And that's it, man. So far. All right, man. What's going on with you guys, man?
Well, it's been a little busy the last couple of days.
Uh-oh.
Between Thanksgiving and my birthday today has been a busy freaking week.
Your birthday's today.
Yeah.
That's
Happy birthday,
man. Happy birthday, bro. Because
Yeah.
my birthday was Wednesday. I think BMU's was Thursday.
And yours
is Friday.
That's
We got
crazy.
the Three Stooges up here today.
Hey, man, what's really going on around here, man? What was happening 9 months ago? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what?
Under
This
the
is
water.
the three smartest people on YouTube right now on one panel. We got, you got you guys and the best looking one here. So,
You're right.
I mean, we're not gonna argue with. Nah, I can't argue with
This is Sparta!
So, so lost in translation.
What's that?
What's going on in Alabama?
Oh, nothing. We got the Iron Bowl coming up tomorrow, man. So I can't wait, man. We're gonna exact a little bit of frustration for us having this little teeter-totter of a season. So beating up on Auburn is always a pleasure. Especially when we probably might not make the playoffs. So you know how that go.
They'll find a way to get Alabama in there. They need Alabama in there to make their money.
It's the way they got it set up, man. Somebody got to lose in the top 12, man. So you know how that go. I'm waiting on that one. So we get in there, we're gonna make some noise.
Oh, that's what she said.
That's right.
Yeah, we got Braxton in the building tonight. Let's see here. All right, what's going on, Brett?
Nothing much, just chilling right now, and happy birthday to you, Sparta, and happy early birthday to you too, BMU. And my birthday was last Saturday.
That's what's up, man. Belated birthday, bro.
Well, these November birthdays in here, boy.
I told you all that February loving going on, man. That's what happened. Valentine's Day magic. You know what I'm saying?
Our dads were strokeonomimus in February.
Strokeologist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I'll warm up some sweet potato pie later on, maybe.
Man. All right, man. But listen, so tonight, 18, what's going on, baby? Yeah, what's going on, baby? I saw you come in. Hey, man. So listen, guys, we like to promote Black business. And I want you guys to know that we need to support. You haven't seen Black David in a while. He has been perfecting his call to become more than what he is. And so Black David is selling ostrich milk tonight. Ostrich breast milk tonight. 2 for $20.
That's it. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's for right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ostrich breast milk tonight.
That's a wild sound of ostriches, man.
Well, it's 2024, so anything's possible now.
They all also the video of Black David, he went viral for sleeping with a warthog. So if you want to buy that video, you can definitely buy that as well. If you're into that type of bestiality type of thing, you can do it. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at my phone. Who's this? Okay. All right. So yeah, shout out to Black David, man. Black David, we appreciate you, man. Go and support him tonight. He is selling ostrich milk, breast milk, 2 for $20. All right. He is also selling his sex tape with the warthog for $15. So make sure you guys go contribute to that. You could go to his website, weirdasblackdavid.org, weirdasblackdavid.org. All right. And order yours today. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay. So Black David said, history lesson. My tribe is more herbalist. They don't sell such nonsense. Yeah. Ever since they kicked you out, you've been selling anything. And so, but we're here to support you. So take this free advertisement. Okay. All right. Take this free advertisement.
Like, you guys gonna have a sumo fight soon.
Yep. He said he's 50 pounds lighter than me. 50 pounds lighter than me does not get you out of the category of a baby elephant, Black David. You're still there. You're still there, Black David. You're still there. But shout out to Black David, man. He still wipes his ass with Walmart plastic bags with paper towel wrapped in between it. But we want to say shout out to Black David. You all right? Lost in translation?
Oh, I'm good, man.
Okay.
I'm good.
Ghost of Sparta. Listen, I just want to know from you men tonight, since we're in the barbershop, how many of you men think this woman is sexy?
I'm gonna pass because she scares the shit out of me. I don't want her seeing this stream come hunt me down and kill me. For my own safety, I plead the fifth.
Braxton,
bosses are yours.
Now I like chicks who are all for the guys and all and everything, but I'll have to leave her alone. Somebody else can have her.
Lost in translation. Our last hope.
Listen, man, she all right with me, man. She over there doing the haka, you know what I'm saying, a little spirited. I like a woman with a little spirit to it, you know what I'm saying. Plus, she got all her clothes on, you know. She ain't out here talking about WAP and all this other foolishness. So, compared to what the selection is out there, I think I might take a chance, man.
So can you imagine her coming in?
She is a beautiful lady. She is a beautiful woman and all, but still, somebody else can have her.
Can you imagine her with lingerie on and she's making love to you and she gets on top of you while you're inside of her and she says,
that's what I expect to happen.
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, don't quote me on this, before the transaction appears, she needs to do the dance ceremony. She has to dance around the bed for like 5-10 seconds, I think.
Yeah, she's Samoan. I think, she's in a Samoan tribe, but she is beautiful. And Catellia says she's taking care of business. She's not twerking.
Exactly.
Catellia, right on, baby. Right on. Let's see here. Who has said something? So, guys, if you have any, let me tell you something. Tonight, we're going to do things different. Hit the like button, subscribe button if you're just coming in. If you have anything you want to ask us on the panel tonight, we're open to questions. You want to ask us where we from, what we like, who we don't like, who full of shit, who's not full of shit. You know, just if y'all want to ask us some questions tonight, feel free to put your questions in the chat. And we're here tonight to have a discussion with you guys as well as discussion on the panel tonight because it's after a holiday and we relax and we just chilling like a bunch of brothers sitting at the house watching a football game tonight. And that's what we're going to do. Any guys want to come up, have a conversation with us? The link is tagged at the top of the chat. All right. So, he said Samoan or a warrior class. I don't know. I just like the way she was. I like the way she was doing it. I love it. I love it because I can imagine her with that pretty flowing hair, like braided up in like a war style, with her with like a Xeno warrior princess gib on or some shit. What? So yeah, Ghost of Sparta, go to hell. I just want to tell you.
Let me tell you something. Those are the type of women that'll roll their sleeves up, man, and get dirty with you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't these chicks that's going around talking about, well, you got to do this and you got to do that. No, they be like, baby, where you need me at? You know what I'm saying? You need me over here? I'll be over there. You know, I ain't studying Umar. I ain't studying Umar. As a matter of fact,
for me, he'll be a chick who's in the martial arts, Asian martial arts, you know, who's on some princess katana type stuff, blade pants and all. That's what turns me on.
I actually dated a girl I did martial arts with, man. They were little freaks.
Oh, good. Well, me, especially for me, because Asian chicks, those are my top pick. Love Asian chicks.
You whoa. Well, hold on a second. Hold on. What you say now? You say you what? You like what?
Asian chicks, Asian women.
I don't think Umar like that.
Umar didn't like that.
Yeah, well, that's Umar.
He said, "Forget Umar."
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me take it even further. Since you brought up Umar, yeah, and I also like some. I like the Macadamia Madams, Vanilla Vixens, all the Ashleys and Jessicas out there, all the Ashlands.
Wow.
Go find your flat Pillsbury biscuit pink pudding pop. Go get your flat assed Pillsbury dough biscuit pink Pop Tart and get your ass up off my live.
Hey, all that pumpkin spice lattes, air fried chicken is gonna be bussing straight out of
You
Jessica's
fat,
house.
bald head, no neck midget. I sentence you to 3,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
He trying to give you some lashes, bro.
That gluten-free water is gonna be tight. I'm telling you.
Gluten-free water.
You can stop it.
Are you into alkaline water too? So let me
If it's
ask
good.
I wish Lil Tevin was here, but Lil Tevin is not here yet. But Lil Tevin Campbell should be here tonight. Boss man.
He's got Lil Tevin Campbell.
Yeah. Through the Fire podcast. What's going on, my guy? If you want to come up, man, the link is in the top of the chat. Somebody had a question for us though. Edward Gibbert said, "Do y'all have bunkers ready?" Putin says he has more missiles than everyone in NATO. Lost in translation. He's walking down your block, turning down your street. What do you think?
He wouldn't come to the hood. Just saying.
Do you think we need to have our bunkers ready for Putin?
They ain't gonna blow nothing up on outside of the town, man. You know how that go. They ain't gonna do that.
Edward?
You know, think about it. We had the Venezuelans come up there through Chicago thinking they finna run something and kind of got run out of town. You know, this is a state that believes in the Second Amendment down here, so I don't think they're gonna do nothing with that.
Lit, somebody got some smoke with you. Lady Navoa said you spoke to him, not me. Wow, Lit.
That is hilarious because I was in the middle of typing. Hey, don't blame BMU for that one, Lady Navoa. Don't blame me.
Cotillion says no bunkers because it's all fear mongering. Don't believe the hype. All right. Edward, did you hear that?
Personally, I don't think Putin is that stupid to go to war with us or do anything like that. I think he's all hollow threats. I think he's a moron, to be honest with you. I think he's psychotic, probably on some type of, psycho medication right now. And somebody needs to take him out of place. That's my personal opinion, but I don't think he's that stupid to go with us, against us. Once he starts with us, he can pretty much kiss his ass goodbye.
Yep. I think, they don't want to go to war with us. I think they,
I literally had this conversation with somebody the other day and got an argument say, "Oh, American army is corrupt," or blah, 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 blah. And I told him, where do you get your fucking facts? Tell me Google.
People just scared.
And my whole thing is corrupt ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man.
Of course.
When that rocket light up, when the rocket start bursting in air, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We had on both channels.
I was like, in case people forgot, the U.S. it has nuclear power too, just as much, if not more, than Russia.
But you guys don't forget, we recently. God damn it! I didn't even start cursing yet. I got a freebie, it's my birthday, but we literally had on both channels on the gray area 2 veterans, CQ and Angry Elf, and both of them will tell you, yeah, we have to do fucked up things. It happens because you're at war. Stuff happens during war you are not proud of. But guess what? We had to do bad things to bad people did to us. And Griel said it 2 weeks ago on this channel and mine, if you remember. So guess what? At the end of the day, we won. There's a reason why we won. because we're better.
I don't think we should be going to war with nobody, man. And I'm gonna tell
I
you
agree
why.
with you.
I'm gonna tell you why. You have to look at infrastructure, man. Every time we go to war, we always got to build stuff back up. How come we can't just build on what we already got? Diplomacy is supposed to be one of those things that we look forward to. Work out our differences. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure they got families and stuff that they want to take care of, and I'm pretty sure, we want to take care of ours too. But all this saber rattling and going on, I mean, that's cool for TV, but they already know, man, they're not finna do that for real. They'll tap each other's buildings, turn around and build new ones back up, just so they can get the economy back going or whatever. But that's cool. But as you can see over there in Ukraine, the first thing they did was they got the women and kids up out of there, And in Russia, they over there, they over there, Ukraine hitting buildings that really ain't got nobody in them. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to me, I think that's just a bunch of stuff for TV. But real live war, when you have other countries involved, I don't think that's something nobody wants to deal with, especially over there in Europe. They over there right there with Russia. It ain't like they got to come across the Atlantic. Because if they come over here, they sure enough gonna have some smoke. By the time they use up all their resources getting there, we already have something waiting for them. So that's pretty much another reason why nobody really wants to mess with America. But at the end of the day, we would rather sit down at the table of diplomacy and work this thing out and do business instead of just, lighting each other up and tearing stuff up and have to start all over again.
If that did to answer our question in the chat. Lost in translation. I didn't get a chance to ask you this question last week. If you're married, lost in translation, and your wife, you walk in the room, your wife is at the end of the bed, she's crying. And you say, baby, what's wrong? And she tells you Jonathan passed away. And Jonathan is her ex-lover from before you. And she wants to be there for his family and she wants to go to the funeral. What is your reaction to her saying that to you?
No. That's a family matter. And you should let the family grieve in peace.
But I'm grieving too, Lost.
Well, that's a personal problem. I won't leave you to grieve in peace.
Mr. Bennett said, Mr. Bennett's answer was, it depends. He said,
depends on what?
On the situation.
Depends on what?
If they got kids.
Oh, no, I wouldn't marry nobody who had kids, no way. So that that kills that end of my story anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that.
All right. So my next question would be one of the biggest questions on YouTube. Is it wrong for a woman to add value to a man by going out and working?
Is it wrong?
Yeah. Women say they should stay at home and not have to work at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you think the woman should be able to?
I wouldn't marry somebody who want to sit on their ass. I just wouldn't.
Braxton? Do you think a woman should stay home and do nothing?
No, that's not my view at all. If she wants to have a career and work, fine, and if she wants to stay at home, fine. But still, but still somebody should want something, for themselves, but no, I really don't see no problem with it. It's like, okay, if a woman wants to do that, fine, but I still, encourage people, including women, to get their education and have a decent paying, career that can afford them, a comfortable lifestyle and all. So it's more in between that, and also nobody wants nobody wants nobody who doesn't want to do anything, and nobody can't try to get more words out, and nobody wants a person who's not so smart. Nobody wants to be with a dumb, clueless person. All at the same time. But yeah, but if a woman wants to do that, fine. But as for me, no. So no, because if I get an education, she has to get one too.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Here's the caveat. Now if she has kids, my kids, yeah, she can stay at home. You know what I'm saying? She's raising our kids. That's what we can do. But if she ain't got no kids, I don't see what the problem is. I just don't. I believe in working, man, and putting away as much as you can for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Investing, that type of thing, man. So I don't think that it's cool for somebody just to just sit down. Now, we do have our talents and we do have different things, but if you can't make my life better by doing the things I can't get to while I'm working, then what's the point?
Well, Ghost of Sparta, your turn.
If my wife wanted to work, I'd be more than okay with it. But we have to find a balance because I work mostly nights and she works days. So we have to figure out how the house is going to be clean, the kids, all that stuff. So if we can find a balance, yeah, I'm more than okay with her working. I don't want her staying at home doing nothing. Doesn't solve anything. It brings more debt in me.
Melania said work in the home.
Lady Navoa said a housewife, not ass sitter. She works for her man.
That's right.
Rest in love, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Now, I'm going to do this because a lot of people don't talk about Kevin anymore, but his page, this channel is still growing. And Lost in Translation was a moderator for him, correct?
That's right.
Can you give us some, like, what would the world look like today if Kevin Samuels did not die?
Oh, man. I put it to like Kevin would have had fun with this election, man. He would have had fun with that. I think what people don't do is they don't give Kevin credit enough for this election. And I'm going to tell you why. Kevin gave guys the insight on how to deal with unruly types of women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To deal with them. And I think a lot of guys didn't understand that. Yeah, you can talk to them without dying. Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. You talk to him like you need to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happened was, I think he brought the conversation to the table. And a lot of people think that the gender war started with Kevin when it really didn't. He just pointed it out. And I think what happened was there was a situation with this young man. I remember this to this day. It was this young man that was in college who had just graduated. And he said he was an attorney. He had just graduated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He was a high value man. And then some other women came who said, how dare you say that you're the prize? And I think that entered the conversation. And then here comes Kevin, you know what I'm saying, with the fragrances and making sure you look good and smell good and all this other stuff. That's how I found Kevin. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, I watched Kevin for a while, and he started to talk to different people in the community, like O'Shea and people like that. And that's how O'Shea, found him or whatever. I found Kevin before O'Shea did because he was just a fragrance dude. You know what I'm saying? Kevin may have had maybe about 10, 15,000 people follow him, which is not a small feat. You know what I'm saying? In itself. But as, as O'Shea put him on, it started, getting big and big and big, and he got introduced to the conversation. So after a while, Kevin was, telling guys to get their stuff together. And after a while, the guys got their stuff together, and it was like, hey, we really ain't got no women out here worth, marrying. What's the deal? And Kevin was like, oh man, that ain't no thing, man. Let me show you how to do this thing. And then after a while, he started having conversations with the fellas, telling them to, get their act together. And then all of a sudden, the women were, looking at him because he was cool, he was smooth, he was sharp all the time. You know what I'm saying? Very rarely did you see him looking raggedy. But in the beginning, he was like everybody else growing. You would see him wearing weird combinations of stuff. Everybody go through their experimental phase as far as fashion is concerned until you find what works for you. But when he got that black suit on, it was like that was his cape. You know what I'm saying? And his cowl. You know what I'm saying? He was the Batman. You know what I mean? Couldn't tell him nothing. And then after a while, he started having conversations about this gender war thing. The misinterpretation between man and women, and what men expected and what women expected, and it revealed a lot of things. It revealed that men wanted certain things, and it revealed that women wanted certain things, and we would keep missing each other. And I think that's the mere reason why I named my show Lost in Translation Podcast, because we keep missing each other. you know, and we start asking each other real questions. And the first question was asked, what do you bring to the table? Pretty much like we were talking about tonight. And a lot of women was like, I bring me. And then we started having real conversations. What does me entail? You know what I'm saying? And then after a while, we started having conversations about what me is. And me really wasn't nothing but an idea of a fantasy that was cooked up in their head saying, I'm good enough just as it is without doing nothing for you. I don't have to love you or whatever. You know, if you're going to waste my time, I won't have I get ready to leave. You know, so I think that was the whole crux of the conversation between men and women. And it was after a while, you know, at first I thought, I was like, man, it can't be that many women I have that's built like this. And then after a while, show after show, day after day, year after year, I promise you, I thought Kevin was hiring these women on the side, you know what I'm saying? Bringing these folks in to be the way that they were being. And I realized these people were actually calling him for real. And he didn't even know these people from Adam. And then let me tell you, the apex was when he talked to Nicki Minaj. And I was like, man, I said, hey, you get past this. Because, you know, she was waiting on Kevin. She looked at Kevin right in his eye. He was like, I've been wanting to talk to you. And Kevin was like, oh, really? So that lets you know the gravity of what he introduced into the conversation. And then you enter in, he passed shortly after that, but still the Kevin fluid is still flowing through the veins of spaces like this to this day, because we still have the conversations. Now enter in Trump versus Kamala. I think that was the real first test of this movement that men, this new burden of the man that we have now, the new brand of man that we have now, the ones that are bold and brash and will come out and say, no, we're not going to do that no more. And I think what people don't realize is that Kevin weren't just speaking to black folks. He was speaking to everybody, because there were white guys who knew who Kevin was. It was Asian guys who knew who Kevin was. You know what I'm saying? And what people don't realize is that we had to push back and say, it's okay for us to be men. It's okay for us to want the things that we want. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for us to be respected in our community. It's okay for us to push back against ignorance and rhetoric, you know what I'm saying, and stuff that's not good for the family. And I think what happened was when we start watching this whole Kamala versus Trump thing unfold, on the other side, we saw this whole situation where they leveraged all of their weapons and it still didn't pass. They brought out the WAP, they brought out the Queen Bee, they brought out former presidents, they brought out the whole shebang. They raised more money than any other candidate in history, over $1 billion, and lost. And I think we would be probably doing Kevin a disservice not to tip our hat to him for his service. So that's my whole take on this whole thing. I really hadn't said nothing about it, but I think probably people need to tip their hat to Kevin for this one, because I think if it wasn't for him, I think this whole situation would have went down a whole lot differently. What say you?
Well, what do you feel about people right now lost though? And everybody, and you too, Braxton. What do you guys in the chat as well? How do you feel about people saying that everybody that voted for Trump is misogynistic? They are delusional. They're uneducated people.
Well, I will tell you this. That is the tricks of old that used to work. As Kevin used to say, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And they should all be met with a hearty fuck you. Because what you say no longer matters. You see what I'm saying? It's because what you're doing doesn't build up anything. What you're doing is you're tearing down stuff. And just because you say something is what it is doesn't make it real. You see what I'm saying? So I think we're long gone. We're long past the name calling and the shaming or whatever, because that no longer works. You know, we've defanged the cancel culture as it stands right now, because we push back against it. And I think somebody needed to push back against it to test it. And as you can see, there are a lot of people who's starting to lose their jobs, like these women over here at the View with their foolishness. Did you see where what's her name, Sonny, got up there and started talking trash, and within the next break, she had a legal note.
A legal note.
Saying
Legal
that
note.
she needs to retract what she said.
Legal note, Sonny.
People will no longer be able to leverage rhetoric to try to cancel people without due process. I mean, it's a threat to liberty, it's a threat to democracy, and it's a threat to the republic, when you do stuff like that. And all this shady business, trying to change people's public perception through trying to shame and denigrate somebody else's name without due process. I think it's disingenuous, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed. And I'm so glad that those people had attorneys in place and said, "Hey, look, we already losing money. It's a bad product." But I will tell you this though: there will be a shift, even in the media, and I'm telling you this now before you see it, because it always happens. If you've been watching politics as long as I've been watching it, what'll happen is whatever the country is, because money is money and green is green, whatever the country is feeling, the advertisers don't care. What they do is they adapt to exactly what the people want. You're going to start to see more conservative news outlets coming out, more conservative radio shows. You're going to start to have more commercials that lean toward family and things of that nature that appeal to those people because that's what they want. The nation has spoken. So my thing is this: whatever you decide you want to do, that's what's going to happen. And I think the news is going to be reflecting of that new media. As you can see, they're starting to flush out all the leftist rhetoric.
Drain the swamp, baby.
Man, CNN is cutting folks because what they did didn't work. You can't spend $1 billion trying to steal an election and nobody not pay.
And still going to debt.
Yeah, Kamala went on vacation, didn't even pay her folks. But yet we talk about character, when everybody started talking about Trump even asked to pay her little $25 million in deficit that she had, to get her caught up so her folks can get paid. That's the right thing to do. That's the American thing to do, man. Because at the end of the day, if one fails, we all fail. You see what I'm saying? So whoever wins, we have to get behind them and win and work together. That's what we do as Americans anyway. Now, if you're going to be salty about whatever it is you want to do, I politely ask you to move out the way and let people do what they got to do. But I think we would probably be dismissed, man, for not giving Kevin his flowers for this little situation. Because if it hadn't been for him, I don't know what this situation would look like. I don't know if guys would have had the courage to push back against cancel culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So 73 million people are misogynists. They are rapists. They're murderers because they voted for Trump.
Like I said, it doesn't matter what they say because that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, they would actually have a lot more people in jail, And what people don't realize is that you'll sit up here and say that, but you're saying that against somebody else's husband, somebody else's brother, somebody else's cousin. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but it's never nobody in your family that's doing nothing like that. And I think people need to stop that rhetoric, man, because if you start talking business like that, well, let's start with the folks in your family first. Run them out. You know what I'm saying? Let's start calling them out. If you're going to start doing that, let's start with your family first.
Yep.
And I think people need to stop and think, man, you ain't going to be able to leverage that foolishness. So they can say whatever it is they want to say. But at the end of the day, it's going to be, I'm letting them know there's going to be somebody here to push back from here on out.
I think we ran Ghost of Sparta off. Do you think The View should be canceled, though?
I think they should cancel it. It's not serving a purpose, man. It's pushing this narrative that men are bad. Me and Humble Dad and them had a conversation about this Monday, man, with this whole perception about men being bad. Let me tell you, I'll give you an example. There was a transgender woman/man who was talking about legislature about being forced to use a bathroom, with the men, and how that she may be, raped in the bathroom by these men. And I'm thinking to myself, you're a dude. You know what I'm saying? Even though you put a wig on, you still a dude. You know what I'm saying? And then nobody ever thinks about the women who are forced to use the bathroom with a man. Nobody asked them how they felt. But if you think about it, they're saying the same thing. I don't feel comfortable with a man going to the bathroom with us. So I'm thinking to myself, no matter which side of the coin, the underlying message is that men are bad.
Yep.
If you go to the women's bathroom, you bad. If you go to the man's bathroom, you bad. You see what I'm saying? I think we need to change the narrative when it comes to thinking about how we view men. We can't do that. Men are charged to be leaders. So if you in the back of your mind, you don't want to listen to your leader because you feel like he's bad, then what's going to happen is you're going to have the situation that we had these last 4 years where anything goes when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? And we had this debacle with this election. So, and the killing part about it is most people don't take the time to educate themselves like we do. And they just go by what they see on TV. And they're easily influenced. You can always tell by people who's easily influenced by having a conversation with them. And the minute you start asking them questions, they really can't tell you why they believe what they believe. You get around us, you tell us, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I believe. And we write it all the way out and we tell you exactly how it is. And if it doesn't make sense, then you can ask us some questions. But if I ask you some questions, you can't tell me what you believe. I think we need to explore that a little bit deeper. What's happening, R-Pain? Welcome.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
It's hard to believe, but if you ever watch Pop the Balloon Show when the guy says, I don't want no baby mamas, the balloons are popping like a mom. It'd be like one or two left. It'd be like one or two left, man. Shit. So I tell you what, man, it's a damn shame. Jesus Christ.
R-Pain, man, welcome to the show, my brother.
What's happening?
Man, I don't know, man. You tell me, how was Thanksgiving yesterday? I know you say you.
Hey, man, it was pretty cool, man. It's all right, man. It was a little under the weather, but I still was up there, man.
I told you don't eat that shit.
Man, I still had to get some family over, all that good stuff. So it was nice, man. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It's a holiday season. So it's cool. It's all good.
Good to have you back, bro.
We got Ferg in the building. What's going on, Coach?
Good evening, fellas. How y'all doing today?
What's happening, Trey?
Happening.
All right, man. Hey, Lost man, I want to say something to you, man. It's good to see you, man. For real, man. Look, let me see your muscle. Show me a muscle, arm muscle, something. Yeah, there you go. Hold on, I need to see it. Appreciate you, man. For real, man. For real, man. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, man. Hope everybody has safe travels, family and stuff, man. Me and the wife ate good, man. I done had my third plate, so go relax for the rest of the weekend. But everything moving pretty good, man. It was just me and us this time and the pets and shit, I'm the oldest boy of the family. My parents are gone, so it was just a little different. I just wanted to be right here in this cut, man. So, yeah, man, salute to y'all, man. Have a great rest of the weekend for sure.
Yeah, it's fun to have my cousin up, man. She was down the south. She was in our wedding. She's older than us. She was in me and my wife. She hasn't been up here, up north around maybe 15 years or something like that.
R-Pain, you actually remember that far
It's
back.
good to see her. It's good to see her.
So, Trey Frey, I got a question for you. You're out with your wife, and a man approaches your wife and says, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" Do you want your wife to look up at you for your response, or would you like your wife to respond to the man?
I thought about that, something similar to that one time, not directly as you stated it, but to look at me, I don't know. It depends on the moment. I could be looking out somewhere else. So, I don't know, man. I would hope that she looked at me, because if we both heard the voice, I would look and see who in the hell it was. I know I would look, and I hope she, believes she would look at me, and then we'll look. Because my wife, she looking straight. She look at people, especially. I don't know if she knew him, but I don't know.
I just think she would give you the respect, but I would hope, because I'm gonna look if I hear the voice, you know, if somebody walk up speaking and they're like, "Hey, beautiful, how you doing?" I'm like, "Nigga, who is this?" But yeah, she probably look at me, then look up at him like he was crazy, but like, "Who are you?" You know, she knew it. She was like, "Oh," you know, but she didn't understand how you ain't gonna just be hugging and then let nobody breathe your perfume and all that.
You pick her up like my man did.
No, man.
You pick her up like my man picked up Megan Good.
No, see, no, I
Throw
wouldn't
her
have
around and shit a little bit.
Now, I asked the question earlier, Mr. Bennett, and you weren't here. But I want to ask it again. Shout out to Mr. Bennett being here tonight. Mr. Bennett, Arpain, Coach Ferg, do you believe that this is an attractive woman?
Is she attractive? I think physically she's attractive, sure. Now, I know they're doing that Maori, New Zealand, haka stuff, and that might be, that might be the thing in the culture. I don't know. Maybe if we were in the bedroom and she did that, I might think it's sexy as anything. So, if my wife started doing the haka dance in the bedroom, that could be an exciting.
Mr. Bennett, can you imagine your wife come in the room and say, "Baby, happy anniversary"?
Hey, I'm up for anything, man. So why not?
Hey man, I swear, I don't know how many times I looked at her rip over that paper and throw it down. I thought that shit was pretty cool, man.
I did too.
You know, I could listen. Nothing wrong with a little change of pace there. Especially my wife, who is definitely B personality. So that would be thrilling if she gets out of herself like that. So hey,
Mr. Bennett, she shut that door behind Mr. Bennett and said,
put the lock on the door, chain, everything, handcuffs on there, and she just breaks into this thing. I'll be like, okay, all right, what we doing?
Slammed the door, rag ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Mr. Bennett said he'd be ready to go.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
That's always my thing with I always used. That's why I was always a big Wonder Woman fan, because Wonder Woman, she be looking like a librarian when she takes that bun out of her hair and she did those spins and whatnot and came out like wow. So I kind of like that sort of Jekyll and Hyde kind of transformation like that. So
I do disagree with you, Mr. Bennett, on that.
What's that?
That the old Wonder Woman looks better than the new one.
I'm sorry, Linda. I'm sorry, that's canonized. Linda Carter, canonized in there. I mean,
I'm with Mr. Bennett on this one.
That was my first crush, man. I was 5 years old, 1975, when Wonder Woman first came out, and never seen anybody like that. I'm like, how she was able to hold everything in with that bustier that she had on. How she was able to hold all that goodness in, man. Nah, that was it. I was
in the last Wonder Woman.
Was that?
They had the nerve to put her in part 2. She was.
Oh yeah, she was. You're right. Yeah,
little cameo in that, but yeah, true that.
Oh, you guys.
She made a cameo. Yeah, you absolutely correct.
Question. If she was in her period and she comes up to you like that,
what?
If she came up to me in her Wonder Woman outfit?
No, she's her month and she starts doing that out of the blue.
What? The haka lady. She came up.
If she's on her what?
Period.
Jesus, man, yeah, clean your ears out, buddy.
Man,
I know I'm old.
Look, I gotta. With everything with you, I have to do a double take on it because you come out of left field with everything. So I gotta make sure that my ears are perceiving what I'm hearing. So,
but
listen, I've talked about that. But it's can tell you now, it's Linda with a Y. You got to get that right now. It's Linda with a Y, not an I. So, with that being said, see, I just lost my train of thought there. But look, I've talked about this before. Again, I think a woman on her cycle, that is an excellent time to get intimate with your woman. Touching, kissing, romance, the art of kissing, that is the perfect time to work on your kissing game and all that intercourse type of part of your relationship, because I think that's sorely missed. All these guys now, they ain't about that life. They ain't trying to. They don't know what it's like just to look in each other's eyes, put that Quiet Storm on, put that music, that soul music on, and just be all into it, man. I mean, that's a perfect time to bond with your lady when you can't do it, but yet y'all can still be close like that. So she came with that. We're not gonna go all the way, but definitely, we can snuggle, we can kiss, we can touch, we can do all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I don't think I'd go to third home base with that, but we can definitely do some things. Okay, yeah, I can laugh. Did any of the married guys take me up on my offer? Right. I put that challenge out a while ago, Coach. I don't know if you were here. I put that challenge out.
No,
I challenged the gentleman. If you've been married for a while, so you with your lady, everything's fine. When was the last time you and your lady, y'all in the car, y'all on the couch watching a movie or whatever, and y'all just forget about the movie and y'all just start making out? I mean, soft, slow kissing and just that kind of, for the night, a couple hours, y'all just into it. No sex. Y'all don't mean you have to take your clothes off, but y'all just get into that groove, man. Y'all just come here, baby. Yeah. I mean, just all in it.
Do it again. How was it supposed to do it?
You can do this all you want to. You can do this all you want. I look. Hey,
show us how to do it, Mr. Bennett.
I'm telling you,
All right. Hey, Paul, we're friends. I'm going to tell your wife you're cheating on her with a microphone.
No, look, I practice on my wife so I can do this on the microphone. You guys the other way around, sir.
Brother Bennett, listen, man. I want to give you a shout out, man. I'm gonna give you a shout out, man, because you represent what true love is about, man. I appreciate that, man. That's some real shit right there. Now, as far as time frame from your exposition you just gave us, your little trilogy, it was about her birthday, because her birthday falls within that time frame with what grooming question was about. That time frame. So it's
okay. So that was all. That was yeah.
It was not that we fell into it, but we fell into that scenario.
There you go. But it's best when it's like spontaneous, man. You gotta get it right. Like
alone for the holidays, like.
And it don't even have to be long, man. I'm talking about like my scenario. You in the kitchen. I know you said your wife's a good cook, so she in there doing that thing for you. Whatever, you just come up from behind her. That day. And you just say, hey, baby, you tilt the head just ever so slightly. You may kiss her on the neck, behind the ear a little bit. Then you just come here, baby. You just, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that.
Salute. Yeah.
I'm thinking if you've been married for a while and y'all still doing that, your marriage is good. It's golden.
Mr. Bennett, I have a small problem with that.
Why am I surprised to ask what?
Mr. Ben, I don't like wasting hard dick. Listen, I just, I can't sit there and be doing all this kissing. My dick. Listen, Mr. Ben, we're in the barbershop.
Listen, I understand, and we're not saying this isn't a substitution for that activity. These are the things, the blocks that go from one to the next.
Okay.
You could be leaving in the morning for work. Right. And who knows, y'all might have did something maybe in the morning before you went to work, but then you keep it simmering. All right. So tonight, again, we may have to revisit this, but I just need a little something, it could be 2 or 3 seconds, just that nice, soft. Yeah. I need a little more of that. Yeah. Boom. And then you go and you be thinking about that all day. You may text at midday. I still think about that kiss this morning. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of interaction. You need to keep that going. So I'm not saying substitute that for the main event, for the main course, but you need those hors d'oeuvres. You need those appetizers. You need that little, them little things that just keep you from point to point. You know what I mean? So again, it's that the spontaneity. Like I said, is really when nothing else is going on. So again, don't wait for a birthday, anything like that. It could just be spontaneous. Y'all in the bathroom getting ready for work or whatever, and she just got out the shower or whatever. And it's like, look, I don't want nothing from you, but I just want, just come here. And just, you keep getting dressed and get your thing and just keep it moving. That's what I'm talking about. That instant stuff. My wife, she was in clean up. Obviously had the big Thanksgiving thing, had a ton of dishes and stuff to do or whatever. Came upstairs kind of tired and everything. She was helping set up the tree and all that. I just said, come here. Boom. You just need to drop those in with everything else that you're doing, because you got the sex game down. You got the Kama Sutra laid down. You know every position and chapter in that. I'm saying those little drops, those little rose petals that you just put in there, just to let you know that keep the flame on. Like I said, I really think if that is on, everything else will take care of itself. I really do.
Yeah. That's a little different scenario right there. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, what you described, like those little pass-through moments. Me and my wife, we in close proximity pretty much every day. She works from home. I don't work at all, so I'm sliding through with my shirt and no drawers on.
Yeah, them little passes, like when you, like in a really tight space, right? Let's say you got a small kitchen. You're like, excuse me, I gotta get by. Excuse me. Yeah, you just grab a little something. You just got to put that in, man.
So first they walk around with no drawers on and
walk around like Winnie the Pooh.
No, I ain't got that Winnie the Pooh body. I ain't got that body yet. I still got a nice little old
shirt on.
BMU, I see BMU's face. He's still processing all this.
Let me break it down to you, BMU. Just because the screen machine is down, don't mean you can't enjoy the log ride. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Here's a question for you, more older gentlemen than me.
Oh, he's gonna say you old motherfuckers. See, that's what he's about to say. I heard it.
Wait. Fuck you, asshole. We're both old this week too. You're up there close to our pains of age soon enough. So BMU needs to know, when do you time the blue chew?
Listen to this guy.
What are you talking about? What's the blue chew?
Oh, shit.
Who was the educator?
That's the male enhancement products.
No,
the little blue pill, the blue diamond. I
thank God for my genes.
Hercules.
Testosterone still running through your veins.
I appreciate that, man.
Like, you guys are older than me. I don't want to see how you guys time it. I want to educate the audience too.
You ain't gonna educate the audience. Every man is different.
What you talking about?
Every man is different. I heard some young dudes taking a damn pill. They're crazy.
Shit, I don't take it.
That ain't good for you taking a pill. Have I tried it? Thank God I don't necessarily have to need it, but I tried it before. But I don't know about the timing. And timing, if you have to have it, the timing is always off. You get it because you're already planning. There's no spontaneous. It's not spontaneous.
Yeah, I guess.
At least for you, it's not spontaneous at all. But you just got to hope your wife is in proximity, right? So sometimes you just blessed, man. That's all I can say. I'm just blessed.
Yeah, you asked the wrong question. That's the first question you asked. You might want to check that first question out before you waste the blue pill. You know what I'm saying?
you probably the damn thing you walk around and she's like, "Hey, you ain't getting none of that."
Hey, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? If it lasts more than 4 hours, make sure you contact your doctor.
Man, I can't imagine that shit happening.
Exactly.
Hey, good night, wife.
But that's the brother Bennett's point. You know what I'm saying? If you have that type of connection with your wife, then spontaneous moments can arouse just for a few seconds. We had those great just around the counter. Anybody coming to our counter's been a wild spot for. So we're around the counter a lot in the kitchen. And
I do have to tell you though, man, sometimes you better not cash a check your ass can't, write a check your ass can't cash either. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. Shit. You know, so you gotta be, if you're gonna be ready and you get your wife ready, you're gonna have to follow through. You're gonna have to follow through. Oh, wait a minute, honey. I gotta take my pill. You know, that shit ain't gonna work.
Well, just take another brand. Really, for that, then you need to take some Cialis versus the other stuff. Because Cialis, it won't make you erect. It'll just, but when you want to be, it'll allow you to be at the time. So you don't have to worry about I'm on it. And I'm just walking around with a constant erection before it wears off. It's not. That's the other stuff.
You're walking around with a lift kit.
I'm scared of all this.
Might want to work on your hot chocolate game, man.
Real.
Get you some light.
Brick flipping, Jack D sipping. Take a little toke and I roll the smoke. Let's go. Cow tipping, hunting and a fishing. Shooting at some cans while I'm grilling. Kick it with the fam and we chilling. Talking about live, how you living. Sons of the South in the building. Never back down, we the realest. Stand my ground, dug in, no limit. And it's cold in the country. Hard turn stone. Brick.
Okay.
Hillbilly rap, man. We get that.
It's cold in the country. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
So, Mr. Bennett, what you're saying is that you go up behind your wife and you, I don't remember. And then you said, right after you do that, and she turns around and says,
"Hey, if it happens, it happens." But I'm just saying. But you need to just insert those every once in a while.
Well, Mr. Ben, let me ask you something else. So, what if your wife is more direct? Like if you get off the show tonight and you walk past her and she said, "Hey," and you say, "Yeah." She say, "Dick now." What would you say?
Fine with me. Fine with me. I like direct. There's nothing wrong with direct.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that. But there's those times, especially when you like be. I mean, there have been times like. Especially around holiday time, like Christmas, we had 2 Christmases last year. Like Christmas Eve, then we had to turn around Christmas Day. We had her family over, and we might have been like up all night, just getting stuff ready, getting the old food out, getting the new stuff in. We were exhausted, but still, there's gonna be that time where we're in close proximity. We're looking at each other. We dead tired, and we still gonna say, "Come here," Because for me, there's something about also, I get closer when we're doing stuff like together, like working hard. I mean, hard stuff, like serious work or grinding or whatever. And we're like kind of sweaty and all that. And don't get it twisted. I'm just saying we've been grinding all day long. And sometimes there's that moment when we get a minute just to kind of relax a bit, sit down, whether you're in the car or whatever. And I may look at her and be like, that I just feel closer to her when we're doing stuff together. You know what I mean? When we're like we both got our foot down and we're both busting. I might be outside doing stuff. She's inside doing stuff. We trading off and, we barely have a chance to say hi to each other. But we may catch that moment. And in that, what we're also saying is, I appreciate you. We doing this thing. Yes, I know, we're hard. We're exhausted. We probably won't even do it tonight. Right? We too tired. I'm too tired. You're tired too. But I appreciate you. And so even that is what's communicated when you take that little thing. So what I'm talking about, like I said, it's those moments in between when it's less convenient, whatever, but that little act of a couple seconds just to look at her, tell you love her, you appreciate her, and just that little thing that keeps that flame lit until, and we know it's going to happen later on, but, it may not happen to the next morning. Let's get some sleep and let's wake up in the morning when we be good. But it's not like we go around thinking that, we're just working and nobody, like, he doesn't appreciate what I'm doing or she don't appreciate what I'm doing, whatever. Just pause. It's just a couple seconds. Pause. I love you. I appreciate you. We doing this. Right? We're going to do this. Them little things, man, I'm telling you. I mean, it really makes a difference. It really does.
And must want to break your balls, Paul. And honestly, you're right. If you just take a minute to kiss your wife or your woman, tell her, listen, hey, or text her randomly, yo, you good? I love you. Whatever your thing is with you and her. Like my biggest thing with any of my ex-girlfriend, like, you're kissing me before I leave the house and tell me you love me because I just need to hear it sometimes. Just say, just remind me. I know it sounds cheesy, but that's how I was.
Nah, it works. But even some of those, like we talk about those 5 love languages, like some people, like I said, that high touch. And again, that has nothing to do with sex. Sometimes it's just you rub those shoulders or you rub that back. You know what I mean? You just hey, you're, just a little rub on the shoulder, the back, something just to say, hey, you good? That's, that means something. You know what I mean? It just goes beyond just, like I said, just the sexual, but it's for some people that's important. You got to make sure you have those things in there.
It's the fact that you appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Keeping them on top of mind. You know what I mean? Sometimes you ain't got to use your spouse, man. Sometimes you can appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? And it speaks to what we talked about earlier, man, as far as, working together. I think you summed that up pretty much the way we kind of talked about it earlier, man. Sometimes you don't appreciate nobody until they're in the trenches with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you just said summed it up, man. So that's perfect.
Yeah. And the direct acknowledgement of that, I think, goes better than the emotional acknowledgement. Like sometimes saying I love you, like that's fine. But when you say I appreciate and then you specify the action, right. For me, that goes a lot farther than just a generic I love you, honey, thank you, or whatever. I mean, it's like, you did a great job out there with the whatever you did, or I really appreciate you going that extra mile. You work. I mean, you're consciously thinking about what the person did. That'll carry me for the rest of the week. You know what I mean? But again, we get so busy in our stuff, we fail to pause. And I'm not perfect at this. I'm not saying neither my wife nor I are perfect. We've had to kind of work on this over the years. But I noticed something probably in the last year or two that my wife, she changed her language. And I don't know if it's something that, I don't know if I hinted, she might have heard. I don't know where she heard it from. But she stopped saying so much, I love you. She started saying more, I appreciate you. And to me, I don't know what it is, but that little tweak, it carries a lot more weight than just the generic, I love you. To me, that's almost like in the ether. But when they say I appreciate you, that goes to me 10 levels deeper than that. So yeah, it's
the reason why is because love is a selfish act, but appreciation is where you acknowledge the unselfishness. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says I love you, but how many people really say I appreciate you? Because fill in the blank. That personalizes that emotion at that particular moment in time. And that's the reason why it hits so hard, because it's acknowledging your efforts. And how many times are our efforts really acknowledged in this world, for real?
Especially men.
Right. Think about what it takes to put this show on every week, man. We come up here, we got a show just about every day of the week. But when you have people down in the chat, they say, hey, man, I appreciate y'all. They slide BMU a little cash up every now and then, which y'all should definitely do. You know what I'm saying? Show them a little appreciation. But at the end of the day, that means a lot to us, because it lets us know that our efforts are not going in vain. So that's the reason why what Mr. Bennett says carries so much weight. It's the personalization of the appreciation that makes it go a whole long way.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's all good points. So at BMU, I got a question for you, and we come back to this. What about this thing on Monday? Who's that lady coming on, man? Plug, P-U-L, plug? Who's that? What's that about?
The plug, which is going to premiere December 1st.
Yeah, it's Monday. That's Sunday.
Sunday.
That's Sunday.
I may push it back to January. I may push it up to January 1st. Just start out with the new year. But she is a child and parent psychologist. And she deals with children who have been abused, whether sexually, verbally, physically. And she deals with parents who have mistreated, abused, or have rooted issues and abuse to the children. She deals with on both sides. And so, yeah, that's going to be pretty powerful show to watch coming, guys. Called The Plug. The Plug is an acronym for the power living under God.
Mm.
And so she's amazing. Her name is Felicia, and she'll be coming onto the network to try to help parents and children, or try to help parents raise their children, or try to help parents understand those emotions and realize those emotions, and be able to have self-control when it comes to raising children. Because I'm telling you, in 2024, these kids will make you fuck them up. So you got to have some type of, I'm being serious. I've seen kids even in the store that I want to fuck up. They weren't even my kids, but just to see an elderly woman in the store with a grandson that's 15 years old, and she said, "Hand me that." He said, "Get your own shit." Like, you know, so I want to know. I'm gonna pick her brain too, because I want to know, like, how do you deal with those children who don't have no respect for? There's no way when I was a kid I could talk to a elderly person that way. I wouldn't even want to. I was just raised different.
You know, I think it's time that we get down to the mechanics of how this stuff works, because we've been glazing over these conversations in these spaces, but we hadn't really got down to the detail of how you handle stuff like that and why you do it. You know, it's cool to talk about the surface stuff all the time,
right?
But unless you're actually giving people practical knowledge that they can really apply, you know, you're basically wasting people's time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think about
guys?
What do y'all think
I'm
about?
getting out of here. My cake's downstairs and waiting for me, so let me get out of here.
Your kid is downstairs waiting.
Cake, asshole, cake.
Okay.
Happy birthday again, brother.
Thank you, man.
Happy birthday, man. I didn't know
You
that.
can't leave the midgets in them cakes too long.
Yeah,
man.
you can't leave the midgets in the cake too long. They ruin the cake.
It's pretty short, so you can put my mom misery and like go for it, just get your ass up. Anyway, guys,
You'll be
I'll
downstairs
see you on the
talking
next one.
All right, man.
Take care.
Yeah, go enjoy your son, Joy, my brother. But yeah, man. So how do you guys feel about that, though? I mean, just having more productive conversations, especially with someone like her coming to have that conversation. So, I mean, she's also amazing because I met this woman. She's a director of child behavior for this all women's organization called Purity Girls, where they help young girls, not help young, but they bring in young girls and mentor those young girls to mentor young girls. And so all three of my daughters have been under her, and my daughters have become mentors. One of my daughters, I need to start celebrating my babies more because I used to think people were like, oh, he just want to throw his kids in our face. I used to think that way, but I don't think that way. When my babies do something, I'm gonna say it. My daughter Marlena and my daughter Jemiah went through the program, became mentors to other young ladies. I should have had the pictures. I could have showed y'all the pictures. And they gave my daughter Marlena the key to the city.
That's what's
and they gave my baby Maya the key to the city as well, along with some other young ladies of other ethnicities like Hispanic, and I think there was one white girl there. But they presented them all with the key to the city for their mentorship to other young girls. And to see my baby up there, man, just those little girls, it just blew me away, man. Because my daughter left here for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, both of them, and they went out to this ranch somewhere, and with these young girls who are being, who were troubled, sexually, mentally, physically, spiritually troubled. And Felicia, who's going to do the show, she works with those troubled kids, but she's also mentoring our girls to be mentors to other young girls. So, and they took them out there for 4 weeks. I think it was 4 weeks. Yeah, I missed my babies during that time, but 4 weeks, and they really had they showed us at the presentation of giving them the key to the city. They showed us video of everything that they did, and you should have seen all the breakdown moments when those girls were crying and letting stuff out, and they were just hugging them, and oh goddamn, I was like, oh my god. So it was just a breakthrough moment for a lot of young girls who didn't have anybody. Who, a lot of those young girls, I didn't have anybody to talk to. My mom passed away when I was 10. My dad's in prison. My mom is in the psych board. Like it was just all different types of stuff for those group of girls that, and for my daughter, my daughter was.
So for what I understand, so the camp is for, I guess, not only for the girls who are troubled or in that situation, but then when they come out, like daughters like yours, they'll help them then after. Because I think that's one thing that we, I think sometimes is missing. Like you can put, camps and you can put people in that, but if they go back into that same world or environment, how much of what you poured into them over that period of time, how much of that is going to stay unless there's a reinforcement or change in environment. So your daughters then would be that buffer of ongoing support after they get back from the 4-week camp.
Right. And
I think that's huge.
It's like a sisterhood thing. They all have their group text. They text each other every morning. They text about if they're going through something. They text. They need to meet up. My daughter, hey, Daddy, we're having a meetup at Chili's today with one of the girls from the camp. She's going through it. We need to go and talk to her, sit with her. We're going to this park. They'll just pick a destination and I'll take them. And Felicia, who y'all see on the show, she'll be there. Her assistant, Diane, will be there. The president and CEO of Purity Girls, she was, I don't know what you call it. I don't want to call it the wrong thing, Mr. Benny. You probably know what it's called. Anybody else knows what it's called? What happens when you eat and then you make yourself throw up?
That bulimia, I think so.
Yeah. So the president,
that's when you choke them out, Trey Ferd.
Yeah, that's something else. but the CEO of Purity Girl, she started it based on her life experience as a child. As a child, that she went through that, where she would eat and make herself just throw it all back up. And so she took, when she got healed and delivered from all that stuff, as she became an adult, her and her husband and her children created the Purity Girl program. And they to help other young girls who dealt with that. Some of the stuff these girls were saying, bro, I was like, oh my God.
So the girls would cut themselves too?
Just anything they go through, bro. Anything.
Mr. Bennett, you remember back in the 80s, man, when that was real big. Remember that?
Cutting?
Yeah, PSAs on it and everything about women having bulimia. Remember that?
Yeah.
I think it was the show that was on Facts of Life. I think Blair.
Correct. Well, that was a huge thing because we all knew about all them celebrities like Marie Osmond and all them. They would talk about how they had to starve themselves to look, because that was just the image of women. I mean, you look at the magazine covers or whatnot, and all these women were just very thin, and that just seemed to be the perception of the look. And so I don't think that helped the situation. But yeah, you had all these girls thinking they were fat, trying to get down for some sort of acceptance or whatever. Yeah, it was the
most unhealthiest way ever in the history.
Yeah.
But BM, just it's crazy because what this young lady's doing now, I spent 15 years working in the capacity within the school. I was able to have a sector of students, maybe about 60 students that had to come to me every week for 2 hours, sit in a group of 15, and I had like 6 or 7 groups on average of 12 to 15, depending on how their schedules were arranged. And we would sit and we would have these discussions: accountability, integrity, positive anger management, visionary goal setting, respect for womanhood, which was very unique. And we had to walk this whole process out between like October and May of the school year. So, but the other aspects of it was, although we addressed the social emotional, because we had to check in, we did the college readiness. I had to show them how to fill out a FAFSA college application. I would bring recruiters in. I would take them on college tours. I went to maybe 4 or 5 college tours, man. We went to West Virginia State. Shout out to West Virginia State. We went to, all up through Ohio. We coming from Chicago. They've gone to East Coast, man, now DC, and just being able to give them that experience and talk them through the whole process. It's different once you in the process,
right?
Because you addressing things in real time. And like you said, these children come from every type of environment, and plus 10 more you can't think of.
Right.
When you hear, you like, wow, and for me, I just always told them, because I had to meet them where they were. Listen, you done survived that. So the worst of your time on your life is over with.
Right.
You still standing here. Now let's take what you need to get the process just to be better. And I've seen the transformation of thousands, man. I'm telling you. But the client population I've had guys getting out of prison, man. I'm talking about 25-year-olds to 65-year-olds who are trying to acclimate. I used to have to do the same thing, work with them in groups during the summer, 2 or 3 hours a day, showing them just how to respect themselves, their body, make the change, building relationships with children, fill out the application. Some want to go to school, teaching them how to read, man. It was a whole lot, man. And the greatest thing that I think helped me was building those relationships, because it was a lot on the move. And I think that anybody that goes into that field, it's about the client first, the participant, the client, and anyone that you're giving your direct service to. Because if you let them down, it can mess up everything. If you stay honest with them and it's consistent, that's the greatest thing, because it's people that I met from 14 and 13 and 12 who are now 35, 40, you know what I'm saying, still ask, hey, bald-headed man. They know who I am. They don't call me, they call me Mr. Ferg, Coach. That's it. And to see how they've taken those experiences, man, because we used to do a little 2-week. We didn't go like a 6-week. Take them 2 weeks out there, work with teams, put them in the water. Some guys, show them about, just being a man, building your fire, man. That plays a great deal. And it's a lot of opportunities for anybody that want to get into that. We're working with young males and female. It's a lot of opportunity, man. You write you up a business plan. Cities give out millions of dollars. You can get 8 brothers that that you can trust, that work hard, come together, man. It can change your life for real. It change everything. So it's just different. And even on the women, man, I had to work with the LGBTQ. They were my clients. They used to cry on my shoulder, and I had to talk them through that reality of life. And, men, mother relationships, mothers and daughters fighting, fathers telling sons, come join me in prison. But I think that for me, I just focused on that. And I think that's how I got my blessings and rewards in life today. But it takes a difference. And my education was not in social services. It was in English education, because I like to, read and stuff like that. But then once I got my degree, I was like, no, I can't affect them in the classroom. So I was able to start out in a group home, and it took off from there, man. And if anybody want to understand social services, Illinois is the world hub of social services. People come from all over the world to study brothers and sisters in Chicago's behaviors. If you look at the murder rates for the last 30 years, man, some of the highest in the country on average. Brothers, I'm talking about hundreds and, I don't know, man, maybe 8, 10,000, 20,000 brothers, man, just deleted, which is sad. And sisters caught up in that too, babies. 400 or 500 kids in foster care, man. And that's just in one county. So, but yeah, salute to her, man. Hope she makes a difference, man, because these kids need that. Salute to your daughters too, man, getting keys to the city. Hell, we can't even get keys to the door no more.
Yeah. I pulled up pictures right here. I pulled up 3. One is when my daughter this is one when she has the key in her left hand, and that's the lady that's over it. And then you see Felicia sitting in the chair. That's what we do on the show. That's one. And then my other daughter here, who got so cold, she took the Purity Girl jacket, just put it on and put it over a dress. Jesus Christ. But she was cold. But then my daughter was basically a spokesperson. She was the one talking, right? I don't know where she gets that from. But yeah, she was the one.
Looks just like you too, bro.
Yeah, that's a queen like
Talk about the chip off the old block. My goodness.
Yeah. So she did a lot of the talking and talking, and the girls that she's mentoring were sitting beside her. So these 2 young ladies right here are the 2 young girls that she was mentoring. So they had them on stage together. They were talking about what they learned from her, and she was saying what she learned from them. So yeah, that's pretty much how everything works. So Shout out to baby girls.
That's
right. Yeah, so I mean, I try to keep them in stuff that that'll try to, because the world bad on these ladies, boy. It's rough on these little girls, man. So I try to, Mr. Benny, you got to.
Yeah.
And my daughter, my oldest, she was a part of this as well. When she was a teenager, she was in the same program, mentor program as well. But my daughter,
This one in college, right?
Mm-hmm. And
she's like third year now. Where's she?
Yeah, third year. Mm-hmm.
Third year.
And she's living, and she wanted to get her own apartment, Mr. Ben. I tell her, I said, baby, welcome to the real world. Yeah. Now, I'm getting all these phone calls. What y'all cook? Y'all got something to eat over there? Baby, what you got at your house to eat? I'm coming over your house to eat. Don't open the fridge. Ain't nothing in here. Some orange juice or what is this? Some peanut butter? Baby, let's go get you some groceries. I'm gonna help you today. You can get some, but you know how it is. That struggle is 100%.
Real. Yeah,
it's real. She said, "Daddy, you think I should get a roommate?" I said, "What roommate?" She said, "I don't care. I said, "Yeah, you should care. Ain't no man coming in here." I said, "But you could find you one of them female roommates, to try to help facilitate some of that money." But I don't know. She got to figure it out. I'm trying, Mr. Bennett, so hard, Mr. Bennett, not to interfere. I'm trying to let life teach her, Mr. Bennett. It's hard, Mr. Bennett. It's hard to let. I try to be tough. I try to be tough. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as I walk away, I say, "Damn, need to give us some money." It's hard, man. It's hard, bro. So any advice you got for me, Mr. Bennett, I would love to hear it, because I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to.
Yeah, I mean, here we're in the Northeast, so it almost makes it easier here.
Are your daughters still living with you, Mr. Bennett?
Yeah. Okay. The one she's home now, but I got one. She's still on campus, so she's wrapping up. She's senior. She'll be walking in May, and but yeah, the two are here. One, we're hoping she'll be in med school next year. She's still applying, and so hopefully she'll be in med school in 25. So yeah, and then the middle one. In fact, we were just talking to her tonight. And I think she's going to be sticking around for a while, because up here in Northeast New Jersey, it's like, look, stuff isn't cheap out here. So she already know she's going to be here until she get married and whatnot, and that sort of deal. So they're not going. They have their plans, but I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, boy, raising them girls is different, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to even see my baby. Like the other night, Mr. Bennett, my daughter she had a basketball game. She's doing really, 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 really good. My 14-year-old, she's doing really, really good. And I say, shit, that money paying off from all those damn basketball camps. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And then she's at night, I can hear, sometimes I'm out here in the man cave, because I have this built onto the house. And I can hear the basketball bouncing out there some nights when I'm on the show, and she's out there shooting threes, shooting steps, or whatever. Man, but the other night, man, my baby turned into a demon on me. I didn't understand what happened. But she was playing, the girl fouled her, and my daughter knows sportsmanship. Okay, that's fine. She fouled me. But my daughter went for a layup, and the girl pushed her in the back.
Oh yeah.
And she fell hard. And I was like, oh, and her mom was over there. I was like, oh shit. So my daughter stood up, and she was somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think she forgot where she was. I think she forgot how old she was. I think she forgot she was a kid. She stood up and said these words, Mr. Bennett. Y'all know I am. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. She stood up. She said, "Bitch, hit me again." And I said, "Oh."
Reminds me of somebody.
Oh my God.
Reminds me of somebody.
Let me ask you a question. Were you really surprised?
You can't be. That's what I'm saying. You know exactly where that come from.
Barbershop, man. It's fellas, man.
BMU is one of the give the shirt off his back. I mean, the most generous guys, but he's like Bruce Banner. Please don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Mr. Bennett, I'm not a cusser, so I try to,
Yeah.
You are.
Look at my face.
Yeah. That's you, bro.
You ain't shit. Oh my God. hell out of here, man.
You
Our pain gonna start like he twitching or some shit. Get out of here. Listen, man. But she stood up, she said that, and when she said it, she came back to herself. And I was like, after it was over, I said, baby, I understand how hard to fight because my baby was finna swing on her. And I said, baby, don't. She said, babe, she pushed me in the back. They could have she could have injured me really, really bad.
They call it tech?
No.
Oh, okay. Let him play.
Yeah.
Sometimes in life they don't call text,
Yeah.
No, I got you, but I'm saying if this was in the game or whatnot. I could certainly see a ref calling the tech, and it's always on the one who retaliates, right? It's never on the one who does it. It's on the one who retaliates. Is always the one who gets the tech. It's like, wait a minute, she pushed me in the back. So
they did.
They my daughter out of the game.
They did.
They did.
Yeah, just
okay. Well, then, yeah. So okay. Well, then, yeah. That's
because of the curse word, but yeah, just tell her, but she handled it well outside the curse word for real. That was well because she was probably getting fouled a lot by the girls. Some players do that, and then you push her in the back. This thing, your daughter was right on the money. Yep. That could have been a push, then everything would have been over with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So just the curse word, because I'd have had to see you I'd have saw you at the park in the summertime, be like, man, hold up, man, we got to talk about that push.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. You see, because that could. Yeah, man, push, man. That ground don't move, that floor don't move when you hit it.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and so I just want to, make sure she, she's good or whatever. Because at the end of the day, I want her to be tough and be able to withstand some stuff. But at the end of the day, that's still my baby. That's still that little baby that I was holding in my arms when she was an infant. And I just, like I said, Mr. Ben, it's hard to let them girls go. My boys, I love y'all. Get your jobs, get your careers, go to college, bye. But my girls, I can't. I just don't understand. I don't know why I have this attachment. I don't know.
So let me ask you. So especially for you, I guess this may make be more relevant for your oldest one. So again, she's a junior in college. She's going to be out in a couple of years.
Yes.
What is your outlook for her? Like, what do you want? Where do you see her? Say in the next 5 years, if you could just paint a picture, like where do you see her? Because the ones still in high school and whatnot, they're still working some stuff out or whatever. They're just being kids, but you basically almost have a grown woman on your hands.
Yeah.
Has your outlook changed in terms of your hopes, your aspirations for them? Has it changed from maybe like to how you look at your younger daughters now? What are you seeing for her?
What changed for me was I was more controlling with my oldest daughter. So to be honest, right? Because I have a plan for you, right? It was like God, I was God speaking. I have a plan for you. This is where you're going. This is what you're going to do. Because I need you to be successful. I don't need you to have no distraction. This is what you're going to do. Right. And then I got pulled to the side. Baby, you can't do that. She has to live her life. She has to. Okay. And so now I was looking at it from that perspective. And now it's more like, okay, let her live. But if I see her slacking a little bit or derailing from it, I'm going to get her back right. But when I see 5 years, ooh, Lord have mercy. Hopefully she'll be out of school, of course. In 5 years, hopefully she can find her a nice a nice young gentleman can find her. And they could, she could be in a good space in her life. He's a good space in his life. And I just want her, to be married. I just want her to be successful, have a family, be married, all the good stuff. Which I know it's not always going to come easy. But I would love for her to be in that situation for sure.
Yeah. It's funny how, you certainly you wanted your, for my daughters, you definitely wanted them educated. You want them sort of in that, career path and, be able to live, a certain level of independence.
Right.
But certainly as now they're all over 21, I definitely think more about the relational aspect now. That I'm not saying you can't have that and be married at the same time, but I put a lot more emphasis on, look, all that other stuff can be great, but certainly praying that, that the right men come into their lives. I think I spend a lot more time if I pray for them over certain things, because the other stuff's almost covered. Like they got the education stuff down, they got the career or where they're going like that. They kind of got on lock. But in terms of like their relationships, not even just the romantic relationship, but even their friendship circles. Because I know my oldest one, she just learned over the last year that she had to put away some things, some childish things.
Mm.
There was a lot because she's like very, kind of loyal. I mean, she's had the same friends since high school. But then you come to a point where you understand that, look, some of these girls are still in high school.
Yeah.
Mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where you're going, and we had to tell, like, where you're going, they're not on your level. And so, so she had to find out. Again, we tried our best to kind of talk. She had to find out the hard way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so she had to kind of go through her downward spiral or whatnot. But again, you're there to pick them up. You're there to tell them, it's like, look, we try to prime you for these things, but again, going forward, know who to look for in friendship or whatnot. Because you can do all those girl trips and you can go there and DR and all that. You can do all that, but again, as far as those who are sincerely for you and have your best interest, is where you need to focus in on. And so she had this past year, like a lot of that stuff. I mean, it was like domino. Like they were going to Beyonce concerts together and whatnot, and it was like one by one, boom, boom, boom. She had to cut all that stuff out. And so now it's like, okay, well, now you're ready to go into what your destiny is. So it's medical school, and God willing, you may find your life partner in that process. Because also, even when it comes to guys, it's like, look, you need to find guys who can understand and appreciate that grind, who have some discipline in their lives when it comes to that. So this was like I said, a year. I think for her, it's a year of purging.
Yeah.
And simplifying, because again, a person, if you have one or two good friends in your life, you're blessed. Everybody else is an associate. Everyone else is a buddy.
Yep. There you go.
And so that's kind of been the lesson for her. For the youngest one, she's almost like on cruise control. She's got the career. She's got her offer letter from a major company already and stuff. So she's kind of in that. And so and she's like, boy, she can't wait to get. Thank you. She can't get into a relationship, but I'm telling her still, like, you're still not quite ready yet. I know what you want, and believe me, I want it for you.
Right.
But you need to still work on that emotional intelligence part. You got the book knowledge down, but the emotional part is still not there. So, but she's wise enough not to get into, like, I guess maybe looking at what her sister went through. that she's not running to get into that. So again, but I'm saying, just at this point, like, I got these adult women, and so my aspirations for them are much more personal and relational versus career, because I think the career part they'll have down.
Right.
So it's just funny how that changes from high school, where it's about getting good grades and then getting you into college and then getting you into this or that or whatever. Now it's a different focus now.
So, Mr. Bennett, wait a minute. I hear you talking, right? Your daughters, just like your daughters, they're working, shopping in the same cesspool that we talk about on these YouTube streets.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing? How are you trying to navigate that? I mean, like, if you talk to your daughters, like my oldest, right? I said, listen, if you got a guy you like, I said, you need to bring him around me before you even have
exactly.
I said, listen, because if you don't think he's worthy of meeting me and your mother, then why are you dealing with him?
Yeah.
So those kind of conversations have to, because we do know women are not good pickers.
No.
Right?
My oldest one, definitely, she's not. But again, she's still, yeah.
I mean, you put
I hear
them out
she's
there, just like what you said. Well, let me just finish this one.
Mm-hmm.
My girls, their careers and the way they're going to handle themselves, and they got portfolios and all that kind of shit. But the point really is, how do you navigate? And this is what I feel when in retrospect, and since you guys might have more of luck with that, where did we get the pool of guys to balance the scales for them? Now, you're a big church member or something like that. I mean, who has sons that's worthy?
Let me help you out. R-Pain, in your eyes, no man is ever going to be good enough for your daughter.
Well, that's not necessarily true, but I hear what you're saying.
That's something you had to get over, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will tell you this. I can tell that I'm dealing with a lot of guys here on the panel who have girls. You know what I'm saying? And the best way to find them husbands is to plant more boy trees. Think about it. We got all these little programs for the girls or whatever, but nobody really mentions programs for the boys.
Exactly, bro.
So my whole thing is what are we doing for the gentlemen to make sure that they enjoy women who want to be wives. You see what I'm saying? And I think that is where Kevin came into place with this particular situation. And let me go ahead and polish the guys up, get them going. And then he looked into the pool and said, you know what? Let's fix these women. Because you guys have done the work. You put in your efforts. You did what you need to do. You deserve a good wife. As a matter of fact, keep doing what you're doing. Let me go over here and do this work. You see what I'm saying? And then we come to find out that the women that were in that pool weren't necessarily the best there was for these gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? And we're doing the exact opposite now. Well, it seems like there's always a pendulum swing from one swing to the next. Either we're going to have trash women or good men, or we're going to have good women and trash men, and the pendulum keeps swinging. My thing is this: we should do them both simultaneously. I'm going to tell you why. It's easier when both of them arrive at the same time because they can appreciate each other's efforts. I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, you got a guy who gets all this stuff together. He's making all this money or whatever. And then he finds a girl who hadn't necessarily put in the work, had life on easy street or whatever. And she doesn't appreciate this guy's effort. That's an imbalance. Say, for instance, you get a lady who's put in all this work. She went to school, made something of herself. You know what I'm saying? And then she gets a pookie. Yeah. He doesn't appreciate her. There's an imbalance. So what we have to do is we have to make sure that we give equal amount of time to the boys and equal amount of time to the girls. If, in my opinion, I think it takes way more work for the men to be polished up than it is for the women, because women have their own duties and their own things that they have to do. But I think that men have an extra burden on them. And I think that is where we really need to lean on. We work on those guys. So that way you guys can feel comfortable and say, oh yeah, I trust this guy with my daughter. He's shown me who he is. There's no question. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same way with a mother with her son. She was like, oh, I trust this young lady with my son. You know, she's proven herself. And I think until we actually start working on them both simultaneously, it's like BMU talked about this lady that's going to be joining us in January, where she has this program called what, Purity? Is that
Purity
it?
Girls?
Purity Girls. Well, what's this version of it for the boys? You see what I'm saying? They act like boys don't go through trauma. They act like they don't have pain. You know what I'm saying? They act like their life only starts when you show up visibly. You know, these guys actually have things that they go through throughout their life. But since there is a certain code that's in place that we use to mold men, and it shaves off the edges of who they are, then the minute that they don't fit that particular mold, then they stick out and then they're ostracized and they don't know what to do with that without leadership. You see what I'm saying? That's a cold place to be in a world that don't care nothing about you, especially if you're a man.
Yep.
If you're a woman, you can pretty much get pity from the rest of the world and your parents or whatever. But if you're a man, it's a cold, cold world, especially if you're a young man and you haven't been trained and nobody ever told you that they loved you and nobody told you that they cared. You see what I'm saying? That's the main reason why I said it takes a little bit more for the men. So I asked, what is the equivalent for this version for the men? Does that make sense?
Exactly, bro. And I'll say this too. You know, I shouted out my girls, but I have to pray for my boys too, man. Because listen,
Right.
man, I got some handsome boys. There they go. Listen. Especially my oldest in the middle right there. That guy right there.
That's the one who went off to camp or something. He went off to like a military kind of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now this boy, yes, sir. This boy right here, he different. He's so much like his daddy, but he's different. And he feeling himself, especially right now. He done went to camp. He got out. He's got the muscles. He got the abs. He's walking around here 98% of the time with no shirt on because he feels like he's a young T.O. or something. You know, he's just, you know, that's my boy. All these young ladies trying to, you know, he just, you know, I say, son, what's happening? You know, and he said, Dad, I'm being honest with you, man. Yeah, why? I'm supposed to push all of them away? I said, so you're not pushing away, what's happening? Damn, my phone. I said, son, you go, listen, I had to tell him, son, you cannot. He said, I'm just being nice. I don't know how to be mean. I said, you're not being mean, son, but you can't have All these girls.
Let me ask you this. What did you teach him to look for, man? So now I'm going to talk to you. What did you teach him to
I
look
wish
for?
he was back here. I'll let him tell you. However, he needs to. If he was back here right now, say, what did Dad tell you to look for? A young lady who comes from a stable home, who has a mother and a father, who mother and father is very has a very good structure plan for their daughter. She's not a teen mother. She's not a weed head. She loves herself. She's not walking around with no lashes and no weave down her back when she that age with you. And she comes from good stock. She's respectful. She's not loud. I said because the way she treats the waitress on your first date is how she's going to treat you after your wedding date. I said, so you have to be mindful of how she speaks. Watch her. Don't say nothing. Just watch her. And I said, she shows you anything negative like that, or she gets sideways or screaming, you need to let her go immediately. And if he was here right now, he'd tell you that he repeat the same thing I just said to you.
So let me ask you this question: why you worried for, man?
Because it's hard. Let me help you. Even my wife don't understand. She said, Lord have mercy. These girls are built better than me. I mean, girls that are 16, 17, built like grown-ass fucking women. The teachers are 22, 23 years old. Fine as hell. I'm going to a parent-teacher conference. I have to walk out to you, baby. I told her, why you going to talk to her? I can't sit up there and talk to this woman. Yeah, I'm for real. And remember, I told y'all one night that I think my son, I'm telling you, bro, I put it on my kids' lives. I think my son didn't. I don't think it did, man. Bruh, the way that this woman greets my son and talk to my son, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man. And guess what?
When she hug him, do she toot that thing back?
I call my wife the hound. The hound already on it. My wife just sit back and watch shit. She don't say nothing. She just let shit come together. And she said, hey, that's not appropriate. She said, just watch her. My son walk in, hey, Jabari. He wraps his arm all the way around her. She goes in with him. He hugs her just like this here.
He hit the small of the back.
Yeah, feel the boobies on the put the boobies on the chest.
Mr. Bennett, when I tell you she look like Lisa Ray in 94. She bad. And so we walk in the room. Her name is King. She had like a fitted like little dress. Oh, she was tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Miss Crabtree.
So she also coaches. She's an ex-basketball player. She also coaches AA basketball, which my daughter is in. She don't coach my daughter, but she's one of the coaches of the teams. And we go to the games. She's there, dressed in her nice little gear, Nike gear, whatever. And she'll see my son, and she'll grab him by the hand. Like he don't see her, she'll tap his hand and pull his hand a little bit. My son turn around and say, "Hey, you know," my son to see me, his body language change.
Okay.
So, bro, I'm just saying, and I asked him. I say, bro, that I'm gonna talk to Daddy now. He say, nothing. No, it's my teacher. Dad. I really a deep ass voice now. I really respect her. We respect each other. Just give her a hug. I said, okay.
It happens.
So you sure? I say, so if it did happen, would you tell me? He say, not right now.
You already know you're gonna be snatched by the
He ain't telling you shit, bro. He ain't telling you nothing.
And I ain't tell my wife that because boy, it been World War III. I just told my son, I said, son, please just tell your dad that if your mama find out, some shit gonna happen. You need to talk to dad and tell me because we go talk to your teacher together. Because he said,
you know what?
Not right now.
That's real, man. I mean, I appreciate it, just your son being who he is, man. It just goes he's getting a great balance at a young age, and I'm he gonna pretty much be the leader with all of his peers going forward, just off the persona that he's taking on, man. So that's just a sentiment of if we can get 50% of young men and women to get a type of parents similar to what you're exhibiting with your own children, then we'll be in a great place.
Yeah, was y'all on the show? What show was that? We just did it. What show was that the other night where we pulled up the teachers that were caught messing with kids?
I think it was two.
The female teachers.
Yeah.
Did you see how fine them teachers
Yeah.
fine as hell?
And they know this. You in a room with a whole bunch of 8th grade boys.
These ain't no ugly ass 300-pound teachers. I'm talking about these teachers, long, beautiful hair, boobs sitting up, bad.
Them the ones going in. Yeah. My daughters had one. She was like almost like an IG model. She had, she came looking like Kim Kardashian every day. I mean, it was like, this is definitely a change from when we were in school. I mean, yeah.
Hey, did y'all hear Cat Williams joke? Cat Williams said back in the day, we used to take our kids' apples. Now the boys are taking the teacher's dick. And he's right. He's absolutely correct.
But your teacher wasn't gonna hug all up on you like that either with that tight fit on you to see the.
I understand that even there's no dress code. I mean, like I said, this teacher my daughters had Latino woman, and again it was like, I mean, form fitted tight dresses and whatnot. I mean, it's like,
My youngest son, bro, his teacher, I'm sitting there looking at her, cleavage out, titties just sitting out. And I'm like this. I said, my wife said, because you're not trying to look.
And this is a school where, again, they had uniforms. This was a charter school, so all the kids had uniforms. The teachers could wear anything they wanted.
Mr. Bennett, I said, baby, what the teacher say? JJ needed. She said, if you weren't looking at her breast, you could have heard her.
You said if they wouldn't have been out, I would have heard her too.
I said, baby, I wasn't looking at no breast. Baby, what you talking about? I love you. Shit, what we talking about? Boy, it's tough. And you go, Mr. Bennett, you are absolutely correct. When you walk in that school and you see them teachers, I'm telling you, 23, 24 years old, teaching your 17-year-old son.
Mm.
And they get up every morning, dick harder than 19.
Yeah.
Think about that. I'm just saying. Because I know my son, he said, Dad, I can't wait till you meet Miss King. Oh, I can't wait that she's so cool. I said, damn, he talk up on her a lot. I come around that corner, I said, good God, bless Jesus. She's bad. Oh, you're tough. I said, oh, son, you hugging her close like that? Oh, whoa, I don't know what to say. Oh, she was bad, boy. I said, we ain't have to, I teach like fucking Sylvester Stallone with shorts on when I was going to school.
Oh, my kids, but please, minimum, they're almost like near retirement, 60 years old. I mean, if it was a male teacher, we had one teacher, Mr. Bailey, he came in 3-piece suit every day. Every day. He looked like Coach Carter. He was like straight out of the Coach Carter movie. He was like that every single day. But all the other teachers, they were, again, well into their 50s and 60s, nothing to, I might remember one who might have been okay, halfway decent looking or whatever, but nah, teachers weren't built like that back then. Now they come in.
They didn't have the voluptuousness that they have today. That's all. Teachers back in the day were fitted like they were supposed to be appropriate. They didn't have the curves that the women have today. And women that did have the curves, they didn't wear tight fitted clothing. I had some nice looking teachers, but they was all under 150 pounds, 125, 115 pounds. Now everybody got the IG body. It's a 40. They don't have 30. What is it? 36, 24, 36. Now they got 42 Ds. Their breasts is a lot bigger. It's a lot voluptuous cheeks they got out there today. But I had some nice teachers, man, in middle school. It all changed when we got bused to other schools. But yeah, I've always
we didn't have teachers like that. Our teachers were shaped like Ethan Bunker.
Exactly. Yeah. Archie.
Exactly. They all had that bush.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Why the Wiggling Millers play?
It was about the kids. They wasn't trying to get y'all to hug up on them, smelling like yesterday and the day before.
The funniest thing though, man,
around the baby throat to get the baby out back then.
You got to talk about teachers, man. I was back in the dinosaur age. I still remember my math teacher. Her name was Mrs. Tiscalis, and she was bad. It's 100 years ago, Catholic school. She was pretty much an all-boys Catholic school, and she taught math. And she always wore like skirts above her knees with high heels on.
And a Catholic school?
Yeah, with the top button unbuttoned.
Shit, I can't tell you.
I don't think that was allowed. I thought nuns only taught in Catholic school.
She was not a nun.
Wow.
And you could have heard a pin drop in her class. Everybody's looking eyes front. You just focus on her up there moving. You know, the way she wrote on the chalkboard and shit when she had to reach and shit. The dress came up a little bit more. I said, oh my God. I still remember. It's 100 fucking years ago.
Our parents, that was when they used to spank you for not doing your homework. Our parents were like,
I was I was an A student in that class.
"You do my homework. I deserve a spanking." My dog ate my homework.
Now, to change the subject just a little bit, I will say, guys, that tonight I've been trying out my new Ray-Ban Metas. So I've been recording live with these tonight. They work great. They are great. I've been using them all day. I just got them today. I've been using them all day. Man, listen, you could really get in trouble with these things, boy. Because you can record people don't know.
We got some James Bond glasses on or something. What's that?
Yeah, they're recording the show right now while I'm talking to y'all.
Are they prescriptions or just glasses?
Prescription.
I saw those, man. I was thinking about, investing in some when I get my new prescription because I got one coming up. But you saying they pretty good?
They're Ray-Ban Metas.
Yeah, Ray-Ban. That's what all I wear too. I was like, yeah, that might work. But they look good on you too, man.
Ray-Ban Meta for Facebook.
They look good on you too, man.
You can go live on Instagram, Facebook, or you can record live video. You can take pictures. So right now, I could sit here right now and just talk to Mr. Bennett, or say I'm sitting in front of somebody that's just a liar, and I could just before I get to the table, I say, "Hey, Meta, start recording." Oh, it just started recording again right now.
Oh, okay. So you just got to speak into it.
So what? You can see, or there's like a light or some indicator that lets you know it's recording.
3 times, and then it'll stop, and then it's recording.
But can people see that though?
Not before I get there. That's why I say if you're talking to Meta, it'll blink. But if I start it on my phone, it won't. So if it'll blink 3 times, and it'll stop completely, and it'll just be recording. So whoever's sitting in front of me, or I can snap pictures. Just sit here and just tap the top of my glasses. But the cool thing about it is, at work today, I was listening to music very loud, but nobody around me can hear the music. I don't know how the fuck they engineered that shit. There's no headphones. I can hear the music. Nobody around me can hear the music.
That's called bone conduction.
So BMU, they connect to your phone too?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So everything that you're recording, you can also tie it to other people in your phone. So say I can make a list of people, and if they have duo call or FaceTime, I could say, lost in translation, I need you to be a witness or paying Mr. Bennett. And I'm going to connect to all you guys. And when I sit down and talk to this person that's lying on us, and they're going to tell me the truth, all of y'all, it's sending to all of y'all to the cloud. And all of you are sitting in the meeting with me while I'm talking to
man.
Man, so
back that up in the
mob's gonna change his tactics, man. It's like you go to a mob meeting, all right, glasses on.
Yeah, exactly.
Used to pat you down for a wiretap. Now they're gonna say, "Oh, take them glasses off."
But you know what else I love about them though? They sell these to blind people too, because now Meta has it where you can you could tell Meta to be my eyes, and for blind people, if they're blind, it just monitors the ground. Coming up on 5th Street, stop, make a left, donut shop to the right, school to the left, take 10 steps. So blind, they got to be blind.
Nothing like that yet, man.
It's crazy. So I love them. They work every.
It'd be nice if they had some sort of like sonar to kind of like keep you from running into like an object, something like that. Some kind of
even that,
be like bad, yeah. Exactly.
I was looking at some art because at my job they have artwork all over everywhere down, especially in the big lobby. And I was just looking up at the artwork, and I was like, "Hey, what am I looking at?" And it'll say 1750 ancient Rome, made out of this material, that material. I looked at my son. I say, "What am I looking at?" Looking at an adolescent between the ages of 13 and 14 seems to have dreadlocks.
It's like the Terminator.
Yep, it's weird a little bit, but but they're cool though, and they're very pricey, especially if you get your prescription. because I got the prescription, then I got the transitional lenses and the scratch-proof lenses.
Oh yeah, you
and all
got the
the
whole
other shit.
James Bond kit on there too.
Yeah,
Hey, you
so-
probably got the oil slick that jump out in the back too.
No, you gotta get the transition.
Oil on them. Hey, man, I need some Jerry curl juice.
So they're cool. I'm just trying to figure out how this music works because nobody can hear it. It's crazy.
Conductivity, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro. No headphones or nothing. I'm listening to fucking music while I'm working at work, and nobody around me can hear nothing.
Yeah, they know, they find the sensors inside your ear, you know, behind your head and all that. They can figure it out.
I guess.
I'm gonna give me some of those too, man. I got to see what is that the only frame that they have?
They have several different pairs.
Yeah, see, I got to look at the frame, man. But I saw the commercial. I'm like, ooh, that's my brand too. So
you got to tell me you got Meta stock. You gotta have some Meta stock.
Get some Meta stock.
Absolutely. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to Rick. Yes,
that.
yes, I got Meta stock. Shout out to Rick. Thank you for that, Rick. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Man, could you imagine? Brothers are going on dates with these chicks with these glasses on.
And guess what? As soon as they lie, oh, he tried to grate me.
Oh man.
Oh no, ma'am.
Mm.
Here we go. Yes, I'm recording your ass. Absolutely. I might get all my son a pair.
Mm.
You go out with her on a date.
Is she a hyena? And then they go, and she's like a shape of a hyena, like where she's at. Yeah, that's a hyena.
Now they release these Meta glasses. Next year, they're releasing Meta Plus. And Meta Plus is more advanced. Cancel Meta. Okay. It's more advanced because, say for instance, Mr. Bennett wants to play Uno with me. I could put on the Meta glasses, and Mr. Bennett, virtual Bennett, will be sitting right in front of me, and I could play cards with him in the metaverse. It's coming out next year, and they're saying that
he has to have a pair too, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then he went at the end of the video when he was talking about all of it. Then he was talking about if you really want to get technical with it, they can give you a shot behind the ear to shoot the chip up right here behind the ear.
Yeah,
you can control everything with your mind instead of using. I said, "Oh fuck that, I'm out." Shoot nothing in my head. No, sir, ain't gonna happen.
For the low price of your soul.
Absolutely not.
Who knows? I mean, hopefully in less than 5 years, they might be able to do like the $6 million man, have them bionic implants for blind people. Like you could literally put something in there to, you know.
They got them now. It's just rudimentary, but they got them now.
Did you see the new Tesla commercial?
No. Oh, no.
The lady's driving down the road and she falls asleep.
No, I didn't see that.
I think that's been out for a minute. Huh?
No, she fell asleep. She fell asleep. When she fell asleep, the seat does this. Boom. Like the seat pushes you back up to wake your ass up. Boom. And after the third one, if you don't wake up, the car automatically goes into emergency mode, pulls on the side of the road, turns the hazard lights on, and calls 911.
That's what's up.
Man, shit crazy out here, boy. Them cars, hey, shit, how much you think a car like that costs? Come on, let's be honest. They ain't gonna be, come on now.
They trying to bring the price down on them now, man. So you know how they go.
Did y'all see that Tesla running from the police and wasn't nobody in the car?
No.
Oh, look, Google it, Mr. Bennett, right now. A runaway Tesla. Google it. I said, what the fuck?
BMU, you know what? Nobody talks about this. Remember the guy tried to kill his wife and they drove off a cliff?
Mm-hmm.
And it went off a cliff. I'm talking about maybe almost 100 feet.
With the damn Tesla.
And they all lived. And he got put in jail because it was like all recorded on what he did before.
Oh, I see it.
That Tesla, man, they lived. That's how they man, boom. Man, you know what, man? Musk is on our side, man. It's good that he's on our side.
It happened in Fulton. It happened in Los Angeles. Tesla on autopilot hits police car in Fulton and keeps going. Self-driving Tesla crashed into police cruisers.
Yep.
They try to keep stuff like that hush hush, man.
Because like in China, those robots in China killed 3 people. They said that motherfucker woke up and killed 3 people in that bitch.
What's the AI, baby?
What it is.
BME, while you playing, there was some guys, man, from I think it was from MIT or some college, where they actually hacked the metal glasses, and they will walk around to random people, and they would actually connect to Google, and those people would know everything about the person that's standing in front of them. Say, hey, aren't you Jane Smith from da-da-da-da-da-da, who graduated from XYZ University? And you know so and so and so and so. It was like, how do you know that? I've heard so much about you. You know what I'm saying? That type of foolishness. They actually hacked it so they can do that. So the possibilities are endless. You know,
that's what Jim Carrey said.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey said the same thing, but Jim Carrey was being serious. He said, I don't want a self-driving car. He said, I don't, because Tesla said they're building a car where you could actually go to sleep in the car, put the navigation in, it'll just drive you to your destination while
you don't
you're
have a steering wheel or nothing.
No steering wheel or nothing. Fuck that. I want to be in full control. I don't give a damn. But anyway, he said, what happens when
a Tesla taxi?
He said, what happens when the police and Tesla team up and you have a warrant and the car forcefully drives you to the police station?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pull your ass into the police station. Shit.
Have you guys been able to see that Tesla truck up close?
Yes.
They got a few. What do you think about it? You like it? Or?
Shit.
I know it's meant to be a bold statement, but I'm just saying. But I don't know if like have you test driven one or been or know someone who has one or
no. I've seen them.
I'm just curious. I wouldn't mind. I would test drive one. I just haven't.
Yeah.
Working
It's a guy on my block that has one.
Yeah. Driving around the
he likes it
downtown. So
he stays at the end of the block. I haven't had a chance to, but I went up close to it, man. It looks like it doesn't look.
It looks like the early '90s video games.
No, it looks like
them 3D hexa, them old school PC computer games. It was like everything's like the 3D rendering. It kind of looks like that.
It looks like it'll fall apart because it's a lot of straight lines in the car. It's a lot of straight lines.
Yeah, but it's sturdy.
As an example of black designer in the early 1900s. I think the 1800s, they had a design almost like 99%. It's almost like he stole the design that was already there. So there's a picture out.
He probably did. You know, everybody borrows inspiration.
I wonder what the inside looks like. That's the key. What
I didn't get to see the inside. If I ever get a chance to talk to him,
the inside is nice, man. It's like one big long dashboard, man.
Yeah, all 25s have that now with the long. Everything's integrated into one. Yeah. BMW, all of them, Audi, Porsche. I don't like it because if you hit up against it with something sharp, there go your whole dash. You know, so I don't know. Some stuff they don't need to bring to the future. Just let my seat be comfortable and something to keep me awake.
Well, you know, most of those things are making LED, so it's not going to be able. It's going to be flexible, so it ain't going to be able to be fragile like you have these old school TVs with glass and stuff like that.
Yeah, the thing is, but the problem is, something goes wrong. Everything's so expensive to replace.
Well, yeah,
like when they went to them high halogen. You try to replace one of those, that's a few $100. You know what I mean? And now they go into the LEDs and whatnot. You can't easily get parts and just do it yourself or whatever. Everything you got to go to the dealership for now. So
they got to take so much apart to get to it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to cost you, taking everything apart. That labor.
Look what they had to do to put it together. They had computers and machines and everything to put it together. What make you think that you and your monkey wrench?
I'm just look.
It's gonna be
that's the problem being Gen X. We still used to, the old school car where you went under the hood and you can switch a carburetor or something like that. Now it's like you can't. I barely touch the car. If I can't, I may replace a bulb here or there, but anything else, it's like, look, y'all.
Only thing I can do is the oil and change the brakes. The brakes are pretty much going to be the same. And the oil, it is what it is, just a bolt and a filter.
They got
the air filter. I changed the air filter.
Have you seen those new Hummers that they got now?
Yeah, the EV.
Oh, they're coming back?
Hummer. Yeah, GMC got them.
Yeah, it's a sleeper version.
Doing an electric slide going down the street.
Yeah, it's called a crawdaddy.
It's called
the crawdaddy. Mm-hmm. When you drive it, because when you drive it, and say, Mr. Benny, you on the road, and you said, "Damn, look at that little space right there. I don't feel like parallel parking." You put it in crawdaddy, the wheels turn like this, the other way, and it pushes the car sideways into the hole.
Sideways into it, yeah.
That's crazy shit.
That's
Bro.
nice, man. Yeah.
Man, if you see it, this thing, back in the day when we saw a truck that was messed up like that, we would kind of laugh at it. But now they got it where you can drive down the street and the car going down the street sideways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, the people in the back can see from the front now. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, where they do that at? They got cars out here doing this, the electric slide going down the road. I'm like, what's going on?
I think one of the greatest future visions for automobiles could be if they could go in water, like a regular car could just
Tesla
ride up to the lake and out to the, you know.
So you want the James Bond car? You want that white Lotus from Spire Love Me? You just go on.
Just go by, man. You know, just ride your little lady up on the ocean or something. But I don't know.
Man.
It's too much. Too many drunken drivers in the water.
I mean, yeah, they got they had the little prototype of a 4-wheeler turned into a jet ski.
They got them now, man. They just got them. They don't advertise them because they build them one at a time. You know, they're one-offs.
Fiction comes reality.
Well, since we talked about everything, man, let me move the subject a little bit. The other night, me and my son was watching National Geographic. We have to watch it once a week or he's going to be mad at me. So I have to watch it with him. And I love it too, though. Man, do you know the most ratchet and most destructive animal in the ocean is that fucking orca?
Oh, like they're the alphas.
They just kill.
Great whites don't even mess with them.
They don't kill.
Yeah, they kill for no reason. They just kill for no reason. They kill shit and just leave it. They don't eat it or nothing. Like they just evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're packing. They're like pack animals, man. So they're so intelligent. They got that coordinated like attack. Like they be that language, that high language they got. They everything's planned out. So yeah, they come up on some great whites and whatnot. Say, we taking these dudes out and we keeping it moving. Yeah.
Bro, and they torture their food too. They don't just, you know.
Yeah, they had a big ass sperm whale swimming with a baby.
Yeah, they torture.
They surrounded the blue whale, the sperm whale, and they were like, "Nah, we don't want the sperm whale. We want to kill your baby." And they started circling around, and one of the damn orcas came up and hit the mama. Bam! Hit her hard and rolled her just a little bit, and that's all they needed. Once they rolled her, when she tried to get control of herself, all the other orcas came and just started hitting that baby. Boom! And they say it's like a truck hitting a kid with that much force. And they just boom, boom, boom. By the fourth one, the baby just rolled over dead. And they just swam off. I'm like, what the fuck? They're evil.
That's what they do, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking evil. It's about free will it. That shit was
I was about to say, yeah, they're definitely not that. That's the outlier right there.
You know, so you'll remember the movie Orca, right?
Oh yeah.
And he had a vendetta against one man in the town. He said, "I don't care about nobody else. I want you."
It's because it killed his baby, right? It killed the baby.
Yeah, it killed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how long it takes to make a whale baby?
But a grow one anyway. Yeah.
Man, it would take about 2 years.
And most animals, almost every animal, a mammal has a photographic memory.
Oh yes.
They can remember it from birth. It's wild, man. They same thing. That's why a lot of them travel the same routes around. They know what, because
they are the ultimate alpha predator of the oceans.
You never know when any of them have babies. I don't think I've seen. I think they go to the depths of wherever they're going to, because there's never ever been one reported.
When they had enough food, they would like spare one of them. Like they would kill a whole bunch of seals, right? When they were done, if they were fed, they were not hungry anymore. They would like bring one back to shore. You're the lucky little bastard today. You know? So
they're playing catch with it. One just went over to the other side. Back to you. Yeah.
Damn. Man, well, that's nice.
Some vicious ones, yeah.
That's what they do, man.
That's one thing. I'm glad to hear that your son's still into that. I don't know. I grew up on all that stuff: Natural Geographic, Wild Kingdom, Mutual Owner, all that stuff. And kids today, I don't know if they're into that as much, but I just found that stuff fascinating. Like every week, you know, just watching that stuff. Jacques Cousteau, and all that. I mean, that was just a life for me. Now it's like kids that they Very few care about that sort of natural world like
they,
that. But
they don't care no more.
Well, Mr. Bennett, we was adventurous, man. You know, you couldn't keep us in the house.
Mhm.
That was our thing. You know, our mom was used to put us out the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that'd be the thing to keep me in the house. Like especially that stuff would come on Sunday night.
Saturday
night. The Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom would come on,
Like,
and that was
must TV. That was must TV.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would get just the army ants. You know what I mean? Like the way they cut. They say every army ant cuts the leaf the exact same size. Like every one of them. It's like, it is so coordinated, that community and whatnot. It's like to me, you didn't have to, people say there's no God or whatever, but I would watch that stuff and be like, no, this is too coordinated just to be random. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some sort of order to how this stuff is done for these animals to be this.
What's the most unique thing about those army ants
to
you? Because I have one that I found out when I was watching it. Like that shit is crazy.
Well, I think
feature.
They seem to especially the red ones. They seem to overcome, like once they come into a terror. I think they had one. I think it was like the red ants against the black ants.
Yeah,
and they just came in, just dominant. I mean, just ran over these guys. Like the viciousness of when they take over a spot is that's the most brutal thing about it.
Now, here's the most unique thing to me that I found. They are blind. Those it's the army ants, and they're red though. The red ones, the one that had the big old clamp, they blind.
Well, I don't know, maybe blind in the sense that they may not have eyes, but
it's all about feel. That's how they roll.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they got that. They're like Daredevil, right? They can see, sense, and smell, and touch, and everything else.
We talk about that next.
That's wild.
Because ain't that about to come out?
The Daredevil one.
Daredevil is about to come out again on Disney.
Yeah, but that's
I don't keep up.
They got 17 episodes in the first season, so I'm pretty sure they ain't done with that yet.
Yeah, it's probably 2025 for sure. But but they got to things they're going to do.
You know what I found interesting, Mr. Bennett, is that if one of the ants is hurt, the ants that are helping him will actually amputate the leg below the nub because it can grow back, and they know. You know what I'm saying?
That's gangster.
They just chew it right off and say, "You be all right. Come on." You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, nature is a brutal thing to watch. Because when I watch that with my son, I'd be looking at him like, son, damn, this is nature. It's how. I mean, when that old male lion can no longer go on, I saw one
take him
where
out. Yeah,
the father was still strong. He wasn't old yet, and the son tried to fuck with his mama, and the male lion and the dude, the guy that's doing the commentating, he all over it. This is the son. He has become confused. The scent is off of his mother. He thinks this is his mating partner. He's trying to mount his own mama, and the dad had come out. I mean, beat the shit out of him. I mean, drug his ass. And I'm like, God damn. And then the mama comes over and he stands on top of his son, and the mama come over and start biting on his leg. I say, damn. And they said that's how he reestablished that the father reestablished with the mom. I said, oh shit.
Let me ask y'all the question: If animals got common sense like that, what's wrong with us?
We got too much going on. But they again, everything is. Some programming, some of that is taught through observation. Yeah. But again, we have that free will to think beyond just existing. So in a lot of cases, they have it much simpler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what? It's nature out of control, though. It's nature. No, it's for humans. It's nature out of control. The women who are having babies, it's their natural inclination to have kids. There's just no control over it. It's like hogs in the field. That's why so many women are having these kids, and they don't even have the relationship with the guy before the kids is born.
You can't do that shit. Can't do that shit in the wild because even remember that video we watched. Remember that video we watched with the zebra?
Yeah, and the zebra ran that baby off.
His child.
Yeah.
He put that fucking baby under the water.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The zebra still had a kid, though. There was a zebra that had a kid, though. I'm saying
Yeah,
we're out of control because but humans need something to keep our nature in check. And when it's unchecked, it's wow.
It's
And
wild,
that's what's going on now. I mean, the men, like our natural inclination is to mate with women, but if there's no governors on that, we're going to just mate willy-nilly. And the women need some governors on how they do it. They're procreating with guys they know they're not supposed to be procreating with.
But hold on, Mr. Bennett. I mean, Mr. Bennett and Mr.
They said the same thing about it.
You know what's crazy? How do these animals have the sense? I mean, when I'm watching this, I'm like, these fucking animals have more sense than humans. I'm watching a lion take on a wife after the old man dies. He comes into the pride, and now he's the husband of the wife of the deceased lion. When he gets over there, he has a baby sitting beside her. He already know. In order to be his wife, I got to allow him to be a man. He gets her ass up and walks away. Leave the pups there. He kills every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gonna mount her and gets her pregnant so he can have his own bloodline. He don't want to
because
raise
he's acting in accordance with nature, though.
Yeah,
that doesn't make them smarter than humans. That's you're proving the point. Animals in the animal kingdom, they're wired to do what they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Humans have a choice.
Yes.
And in the absence of things that govern the way we behave out, it's still nature taking its course. That's when you put men, it's not outside of nature. What we're doing is just ungoverned. And we have a choice to do that.
Stepped up is in a while.
Yeah. But what's even crazier, BMU, is that again the female automatically goes into heat.
She know what's up.
Automatically, it's like she no feelings over them kids. Oh, you killed my baby. It's like no, it's like up.
Nice knowing your kids.
Mr. Bennett, well, listen. When an Indian tribe, when a tribe take over the other tribe, right? The women, they might cry for the man that was in charge, but if he lost, they don't, they to survive, they'll go right with the new tribe.
Yeah,
just like that. They'll get over. I loved you, but you lost.
I'm sure when Hannibal was going over and wrecking Europe and whatnot, I think the ladies had a decision to make. Also, it was like, look, if we going to survive, we gotta go with it. You can only suffer so much. So yeah, it's definitely there's a lot to learn, which is certainly a reason why I think it's those programs were good. I mean, one thing you can say about PBS was back in the day. You learned a lot from PBS.
Yes, you learned a lot. I mean, in a sense, I think also some of the greatest equalizers in learning back in the day is the ability to be outside with people your age. Just you had respect when you got outside, and there was certain things you were not going to do, and it wasn't even a conversation. I think that people that sort of fell into that dynamic, you saw what would happen to them quick and often. It'd be a swift little situation for them. But if you sort of just got out and everybody stayed in their own lane, you know what I'm saying, the 8-9-year-olds run together and the 12 and 14s and the different people, they stayed in their lane. Now everything is sort of mixed up. Some of the greatest things playing with my friends, we just playing, we call it pitch up tackle, people call it throwback tackle. You know what I'm saying? Just being a boy, it wasn't about what somebody was doing to me. You know what I'm saying? People don't like me, it was just, I don't know, it was just different. I loved the time when I was 10, 12, 13 years old, man. I used to be all over the city. All over. I had friends, I had football friends and I had basketball friends. So I would get around and, make it home, be at a decent time. I wasn't listening to the dude that just hung outside doing nothing. If he didn't play sports, I didn't really hang around. I'm cool with you, but we ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't even talk to the same type of girls because I had sisters and I saw how crazy they can get sometimes. So if any girl outside acting anything resemblance to them, then You might be fine and beautiful, but I didn't even see you. I didn't even say hi to you. I didn't comment on you. I just respected you and kept it moving. It's just a difference. And then guys, you know, I want to be strong amongst the guys. If you can do 100 push-ups, I'm gonna do 100 too. If you say you fast, brother Benny, damn it, you better show me you fast because I'm gonna race you.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a different mindset. Then my father was crazy, so that dude was wild. My father was crazy, man. Correct.
Man, let me ask you this:
It was a good crazy.
Do you think folks still let their kids watch PBS to this day, man?
No.
Some,
but
yeah, I think so. I mean, I think there's still good content there. I just think that there's more than, like I said back then. Then it was about education. It was about science and social skills. Like you used to have shows that used to come on. Like I remember, like Think About, or just shows that dealt with like complex issues, like conflict resolution amongst young people, or consequences of an action or situation or something like that. I mean, you had like Zoom, you know, come on and Zoom, you know, you had Electric Company, you know, so again, it was about reading, writing, arithmetic, you know, that kind of thing, you know, Electric Company and all, you know, like I said, Sesame Street, all that kind of stuff. And then you had the nature stuff. But then, like I said, you had those programs that dealt with like peer pressure and bullying and things of that nature and stuff. So I thought it was a good suite of programming. Now they may have went maybe a little bit too liberal with what some of the stuff, but that stuff is still there. You know, but I think like anything else with anything, because again, you only had 3 channels back then in PBS. And then when cable became like a thing, then you had cable. But even cable, you had the code on the TV where you couldn't the box, and you had the code on it. Now the kids we all figured out the code 90909 or something. Nobody was right. So we figured all that out. But again, you still have to control the more access or availability of anything. You still have to have access over there. But I think we were just, especially as Gen Xers or Boomers, we just had, there was less options. So again, so how do you work in a world that has almost unlimited options in terms of what you have access to? I think that's the quandary. And again, even Saturday mornings, Saturday morning cartoons. You know what I mean? I mean, everything was kind of, a certain thing. You watch the Super Friends, or you watch the Bugs Bunny Hour, or something like that, or even them superhero things like Captain Marvel and ISIS and whatnot. They always had the message at the end. It's like, Johnny and Susie learned a valuable lesson today that it's not good to lie. And, if you do the right thing, you'll be all right. And then they fly off into the sun. So everything like had a moral lesson to it. It was just, so again, I think that the environment back then was a lot more simplified in terms of the messages that they were, giving the kids. But again, it was about being innocent. I mean, the science programs that used to be on in the afternoons. I became a fan of science just from watching that stuff. Nova. Right, what come on and just all those things. It just made you interested in the world that you were in. But now it became about just every lifestyle or everything being everything. And I just don't know if a kid necessarily needs all that, at least not at these young ages. But I think that because we would watch PBS, that was part of our in grammar school. They would bring the TV in, and that would be time. We would watch if the science program was coming on. Boom, that would be our time. And then the teacher would turn around. And we do lessons on that stuff. So it was integrated into the school system. What's that?
Does Gen Z even know that there's a PBS?
No, not now. I mean, it's yeah. But that's all because you knew during the daytime there was nothing for kids to watch. You had your game shows that came on in the morning, like Family Feud or whatever. Then they had their soap operas. And you weren't necessarily interested in that. The only time you had interest, you had the 4:30 movie. But that was only when Monster Week was on. That's the only time I would watch it, 4:30 movie. And then you had your 6 o'clock news and whatnot. And then you had your prime time, Laverne and Shirley, what's happening and all that kind of stuff. So again, there weren't a ton of hours. But during the daytime, school time, PBS was the hub, Shout out Electric Company. I mean, Morgan Freeman, Easy Reader. That was my guy. I couldn't wait till Easy Reader came on. He was he was coolest guy on TV. A black man
And Morgan Freeman
rapping the way he was, Easy Reader, that's my name. And then you come out there, but he was teaching about reading, spelling. He was like, look, this is the cool black dudes knew how to read and they knew how to spell. You know what I'm saying? The image that he had, that you could be cool and smart at the same time.
Yes, sir.
So again, the world back then was just very, like I said, it was a lot simpler, so I wish we can kind of go back to that, but almost too much information, almost too fast and too readily information had to be available. People don't even wait for it. You don't even have to wait for a TV, like a next week's show to come on. Like you had to, if there was a cliffhanger, you had to wait. Now I'm just going to binge watch the whole thing. Like you don't have to wait anymore for almost anything now. You know what I mean? So it's just a different time, man.
Let me ask you a question. Since we don't have to wait for anything anymore, do you think that is probably what's wrong with our situation now?
100%. Because there's certain things you can only learn through time. If you want to value something, like I said, if you go back to the old days, there was craftsmanship, there was apprenticeship, where it took you years. It wasn't enough just to learn the how-to, the skill or the art of what you were doing. It took years to master that. And with that time, you also learned appreciation for the work that went into it. Now everything is just instant. But that's the problem. I think the last 50 years, things have gone faster, or things have moved faster than I think society that we've, as a culture, as a society that's been able to absorb it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the real difference. But it would take you years, 15, 20 years to become, or 5, 10 years if you want to become a good plumber, like an expert plumber. You had to put your time in to be a good mechanic. You had to put your time in and work in different situations and scenarios. No one was just going to give you anything off the rip. But information is still not a substitute for experience. And I think that's really where we're at. But again, I don't know, once that technological genie got out the bottle, once we learned how to split the atom, you could almost say it was over at that point. But we developed the power to destroy the world, which was the initial impact for it. Nobody was thinking, okay, hey, this would be a great way we can heat our homes and get from fossil fuels. No, Germans were like, look, how can we break some stuff? And that's why Einstein had to write Roosevelt and be like, look, y'all don't have a program. Look, what these Germans have been doing right now, y'all better get your act together. And that's how we got on it.
So, Mr. Bennett, here's my thing, right? All this stuff that you said is true, right? The reason, I just think mankind didn't keep up with the technology, right? I mean, if we had, what would I call them? Not real people, but if we had people who didn't exploit those weaknesses in society, but actually fed into them with all this stuff that we have, all this extra stimuli, all this extra instant information. I mean, it's like, just imagine if we had honest brokers to move society in lockstep to the information where we would be at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't have honest brokers. Instead of being honest, commercialism exploits the weaknesses in man as opposed to making us in lockstep, right? Because, I mean, it'd be less control if we were really taking advantage of what's out there. That's why they want to try to quell free information. I think that, what I'm just saying is, I think all this natural progression of what you're saying in terms of moving from a PBS to where we are now, what BMU just talked about with the glasses and all the innovations and technology advances, I'm saying that's a natural occurrence. And if you're a God-fearing person, since there's nothing new under the sun, we were meant to get our capacity for learning. It's not supposed to be a bad thing. We shouldn't be afraid of those advances. We're supposed to have people to lean into them to say, this is the best way, the moral way, the integrity way of taking advantage of what's in front of us.
Right. The only thing I'm saying is it's not a linear or even a progressive. Like I said, the last 50 years, the learning curve, like we went from fire to metal, Iron Age, Stone Age, agriculture. I mean, it just took off like this. but you would have a society that was agricultural for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Yeah, okay, so then what I'm saying is, you're saying it's accelerating, right? So we went from like this to like this.
Yes.
Straight up, right? What I'm saying is, in and itself, that's not a bad thing. Man, the way man behaves just hasn't kept up.
Well, I'll put it like this.
So, you know what I'm saying that that's an inevitable thing. We're behind in the way the ethics and how we could use that technology. Well, you got something else to say? Okay, go ahead.
I'm explaining to you the reason why it's built into our physiology. For some of us to be first, the majority of us to be in the middle, and then there are going to be people who's going to be last. It's going to be a small few. I don't care what new technology you introduce. There's always this wave pattern. You're going to have some people at the cutting edge of the wave. Those are the imagination, the Imagineers, the dreamers, those people who actually come up with this stuff. And then they have to figure out, okay, we found a problem. You know, we found an answer, but we need to find the problem that goes with it. And then over time, once people figure out exactly what this goes to, then we slightly adopt it to something else. Think about it. When we were in school, the only computer that we had was probably an old Macintosh. Do you remember those?
Completely. Not even that. We had an Apple IIe.
Yes. Yes. And some of us had Commodore 64s. And
there you go. Yep.
You know? And think about going from, in our lifetime, going from that particular Apple to probably the Apple that you're sitting in front of now. If you think about the capacity of what these things can do now, if you think about if you was a kid back then, you couldn't dream that you'll be sitting in front of something that looks like that. And it has the capacity. I remember thinking that 250 cents kilobytes was huge in a floppy disk. Like, I'll never use all of this. Man, I burned that up in a doggone iTunes song. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Think about it. We used to think about how much used to fit on a CD. Well, now you don't need that anymore. It's in the cloud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything we went from hard drives to solid state drives to micro transistors. It's one of those things that we don't really have to worry about it because it's something that's built inside of us that only a certain few of us are going to take advantage of it when it first comes out. Just like Bitcoin. I remember when this guy sold 12 Bitcoins when it first came out for a couple of pizzas. And now if you think about it, those 12 Bitcoins are probably worth almost about $97,000 a piece. So you mean to tell me that you gave up,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Over almost, half a $1,000,000, you know what I'm saying? For a few, that's probably more than $500,000. That's probably $2 million for a piece. That's the most expensive piece I've ever heard of, you know?
Right.
But the only difference is that people who held on to that made money because they had vision.
Right.
And that's the only difference. Certain people in our demographics will have vision way before the others. And you know what? That's a good thing. And I'll tell you why. Because it allows people the ability to adopt things slowly. And we question those things ethically. And that's the reason why we have the middle part who actually does the proof for those who actually want to lead in the front. See what I'm saying? That's the proof of work and the proof of concept of work that we need.
Let me ask you one more thing, and I gotta run after this. Let me run. Do you think some of this, though, at the same time, is somewhat cyclical? Because if you look at human history, we've gone through several iterations of high advancement, only for either war or famine or some cataclysmic to put us back. Because again, the mathematics and stuff, we already know the Egyptians and them folks, they had stuff down. They were doing astronomy. They could use to pinpoint chart solar systems and stuff. That the math is already there. You know what I mean? And then what happened to the society is like, stuff is like in the desert, that dark age period. And then you had to have the Renaissance. So it's like a lot of the science it's not even being discovered. It's almost like it's being like rediscovered. I mean, I don't know if you want to go all the way back to the Tower of Babel, right? Man, it was like, well, we're going to build a tower so tall we're going to reach God or whatever. And then God scattered them with the language. It just seems like as a species, we can only get so far with the tech before we have to hit like a reset. And then and even now, I mean, if God forbid something happened, again, we're going to be in the dark ages for a few hundred years before we dig out of it. So I don't know if this is just, are we just setting ourselves up for, past being prologue in terms of just how we get to a point where it just gets too much, and then it just because of our natures or such, when we tend to overrun, when the tech overruns what our natures are, we get set back, and then we have to kind of learn all over again. Do any of you guys think, or more optimistic that this time it'll be different, or do you see signs that we could be setting ourselves up for another dark ages or something like that, unless people start to really get a handle, trying to put some moral clarity and pair that and some ethics with the technologies that we're developing? Because if it's only going to be about the consumerism or whatever, or the capitalism of it, then again, are we setting ourselves up for another failure point? So I'd like to get your views on that.
You know what I think? I think we're entering into an era where we hit the fork. Normally, you got two. You got one where you repeat the same thing that we've done for millennia, and then there's a fork where we do something different. I've actually often thought about this, to be honest. There is a point where people get to the point where they become so specialized in doing what they do, and then they don't assemble with each other and talk about what they learn. And what happens is certain people learn certain things, and then it's different from somebody else, and then we separate ourselves, which causes war. You know what I'm saying? We have different ideologies. Well, that's what we've always done. Because if you look, this world is probably a whole lot older than we realize. You know? And I don't think that the people who are finding this stuff really know what they're looking at. They're just making this stuff up and say, oh, this is 5,000 years old. For all we know, it's 1,000,000 years old. You know, there is a evolution that should occur if we decide to choose something different. And that evolution is where we're all connected to each other by one hive mind. Some people call it the consciousness. Everybody thinks and they share information gratefully. You see what I'm saying? And honestly and earnestly.
Yeah.
If we do it that way, then there's nobody who should go hungry. There's nobody who should go unfed. There's nobody who should go unloved. And there should be nobody who gets left behind. I think when we get to that portion, I think that's when we move on to the next step. And we become what we should have become over eons ago. But what happens is that from time to time, we get to a crossroads where we decide whether or not who we are is more important than why we are. And I think once we get to that portion of why we are, I think that's when we'll make a difference. That's when we'll take the road less traveled, as Edgar Allan Poe would say. And that made all the difference. So I think that is the thing that needs to happen.
Well, but I agree with the cyclic thing, but every time the cycle hits, it's worse. Like, we can't afford a cycle of destruction, because that means maybe complete annihilation.
Right.
Well,
right.
Think about it like this. The last civilization that we had, they left signs in stone. What are we doing? We're not doing that. All of our stuff could go away, and we have people come find out what did they do? It could fall apart, it can disintegrate. But these people put their stuff in stone.
Yeah. So okay. So then we got some people, right? What's that project that Bill Gates or these guys have where they're trying to store away certain things in secret locations?
I mean, yeah, that's
but what I'm saying is that but they're not honest brokers.
I don't expect them to be.
Yeah. So they're not honest. So what I'm saying is, that's why when they talk about that we're closer to destruction than ever before, I believe that that's true. I don't think that's just talking points. Right. And that kind of annihilation, there's always going to be, I think, some humans left. But if there's nothing, and I believe that over time, 1,000 years or whatever, that's 100 years, we could rebuild. But would you rebuild something new, or we'll start to put the structures back together that we've lost, and then we'll start the cycle all over again? So that goes to what you're saying, a heightened level of awareness. Would that do it for us? I'm not so sure. I mean, we see the apocalyptic movie. We see the apocalyptic movies where they have to start over. Then all of a sudden, somebody's the leader.
Right.
Then it starts to look like it used to look before, just with a new leader and stuff like that, without the weapon. So I don't know. I think there's something. I hope it's different, but maybe that's something I'm not going to have to deal with.
I think that'll happen long before we go. We won't see that. I'll show you that.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, but that's cool. It's a good topic though.
Yeah, Coach, what do you think? Are you optimistic, or you think that we building a house of cards here that could topple over?
When I look at it, just based off all of my experiences from around the world and dealing with almost every race of people that's been within America and, in different countries, outside of America, I think you can look at that type of devastation for us. I think that could possibly happen because as we are in our modern time, are we willing to work together, young and old, light skin, dark skin, husband and wife? Are we willing to sort of change that dynamic in our own house so our children can have a future and live out to have great grandchildren over the next, because right now we hold no cards. We playing with the two of heart and the two of diamond. That's what I say. I would hope that throughout my lifetime, I wouldn't have to deal with it and see this, type of devastation as, we tend to speak about in a capacity, but it's hard. I don't know, man. I used to think about it a lot when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I would hope that there could be enough righteousness within us, man, so we can say, okay, listen, we done dealt with the BS. We done went through the worst of any trenches any race of people can go through. Certain generations are getting older, starting to leave us, and it's going to be a new wave of management that's going to at some point have to step in that space. But how are we looking against other parts of the world? What can we do within ourselves to build like our ancestors did, who came out of nothing and built cars and had shops and owned, you know what I'm saying? How can we get that? Because right now we just working and spending money. We look at it, buying a house is a great thing. Buying a couple of cars, cool. But how many of us we're gonna take that true stance and say, let me build a lineage for the future? You know what I'm saying? Just change the whole dynamic of the boys in the family, the girls in the family, because that next having the picnics again and talking about life issues and important documents we need today and stuff like that. I just think it's a great area in that aspect, but I don't think like between now and the Olympics and the next election all happening in the same year, I think there's a great opportunity for us to flip the switch, and those that do will see a greater improvement in their overall lives. That those that don't, they just may have to get left behind at that point, because they're going to make excuses on why they didn't take advantage of the opportunity. It's a different, time. It's a lot more avenues to learn now. You don't necessarily have to go to traditional college, so who's going to pick up those skill sets? Me and Brother Benny getting old, man. Want to retire, but what about the young warriors coming up? Are they taking on these positions and opportunities? Because mechanical engineering will always be around, always.
You know what else will always be around too? Farming, because we all got to eat.
Agriculture, yes.
Everybody wants to be a software engineer. Everybody wants to be web development or whatever. But at the end of the day, we got to start teaching our kids to be farmers again, man. That's food. We kind of need that.
Yeah.
One of the greatest.
I'm saying? We wouldn't have
and that's the reset I'm talking about, that getting back to those essential things. Now, I thought that the pandemic would have been a bit of a reset in terms of, again, priorities, right? Family and, community and things. It coming out of it, I don't know if we learned, or it's almost like it's ancient history. Now we just went back to what we're doing. So I don't know if anything, it was the separation. because you saw a lot of divorces happening in that time, people splitting up, and so I don't know if even that really taught us anything coming out of that 2-year plus situation. So that's why I guess that's why I'm asking the question. And that are we setting ourselves up for this, or can we, or can enough? Because you're always going to have losses you were taught about. You're going to have those exceptional people. You're going to have the majority that's in the middle, and then you're going to have those who are going to be the weakest. But are you going to have enough individuals who are going to say, look, we should have enough history and information now to say, hey, let's do things a little bit differently. And so I'm just hoping that there's enough of those people around where we don't have to keep seeing this cyclical thing. But all these ancient civilizations, they be digging them up. I mean, they be buried under sand for hundreds, thousands of years, and they dig and excavate and say, oh, these people were doing, but I mean, just gone, And
they had natural disasters and all this other stuff too. So
yeah.
Who knows? They probably lit each other with nukes too. And that's all that's
whatever form of that was. But when you think about the Egyptians, I mean, these great Persians and Medo, all those ancient that just ruled the world at one point.
Right. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Maybe we're meant as a people to learn about this place in layers. You see what I'm saying? Think about the early people, man. They learned how the world was through nature. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they learn how to manipulate their environments, that type of thing. Okay. Now we have people who manipulate people. You know what I'm saying? Instead of nature, you know what I'm saying? And now they're hijacking our minds using the algorithm.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And to me, you don't really notice it until you get around other people who are not tuned quite into your algorithm. I mean, you guys may share certain things. Say for instance, if I pull up your YouTube selection and see what all you've been watching, it may look a little similar to what I'm watching, but I assure you it's probably a whole lot different than what our paying got. But for some strange reason, we always come together on Friday night. We have these discussions and we come back and we talk about what we learned throughout the week. I think those are the things that's going to make us better.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Things that's going to help us. I'm like, hey, look, this is what I found. The minute that we take our egos out of having conversations with us, I think we'll have productive conversations. Because I do sit back and I watch and I listen. And I hear people share all the time, but they're talking about themselves instead of actually the issue that's on the table. Because if we're all focused on the issue on the table, then we can probably solve the problem a whole lot faster than everybody looking at each other and talking about each other. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's probably where this space has been slowed down a little bit, because you got some people wanting to solve the problem and you got other people saying, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? And I think that is the issue that we have with this space. But in this space, what we've created here in the barbershop, I think that's different. And I think a lot of people tune in to see that difference, because we really don't talk about each other. We talk about our experiences and what happened to us and how we dealt with it. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But it's never a look at me type of thing. It's like, hey,
what's that thing that thing they talk about? So small people talk about
other people.
Other people, Irish people talk about events, and big people talk about ideas.
Ideas. That's right.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Great
And
point.
I really enjoy our conversations, because it's very rare that you get around other exceptional gentlemen who take time out to think about these things. And the killing part about, I'm glad you think about it on your own time, so you can come back and share what you thought about, because it enriches the conversation greatly. And I do appreciate that.
Appreciate you always.
Indeed. You guys want to add anything before we get up out of here, man? Because I know it's been late.
No, listen. It's Monday. Monday show. I'm gonna do a pop the balloon. It's a reunion, like a man, and just like the guys who went out. Girl comes back and say, "Well, what happened during the reunion?"
Right.
Like, so I think there's an interesting dynamic between the dude and the chick.
Right.
And it's worth discussing, because it's all modern stuff.
Right.
And you can see how a lot of, like you kind of say, how people see things from their own worldview.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's evident on that recap show. But before I get to them, I'm gonna show how they met during the first Pop the Balloon episode and how he chose her and how she chose him.
Yeah.
And it says so, and it's a lot of stuff to discuss on that one because every so often I go back to the Pop the Balloon. I think this one will be a good one.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think this one will be a good one.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll check it out, I think. I'll be in the cloud.
I mean, and this one I'll probably drop the link early so we could have more than me just talking about it. So I'll stop and start certain things so we could talk about the dynamics between the couples. I think it's an interesting conversation that we could have on that.
Indeed. Trey, you want to add anything before we go, man?
Hey, Brother Lawson, man, listen, man, I just want to make sure I tell you, man, listen, man, continue to work on your health, man. Continue to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? We closing out another year, man. We going into a new year, man. Continue to work on that health. I'm going to start doing more, man, trying to get my Peloton back geared up, man. It's sitting over just collecting dust.
Right.
I think, first of the year I'll be able to get a clearness. But yeah, man, all of y'all, man, listen, man, get healthier, man. You know what I'm saying? Just work on it, little pieces, man. We getting older.
Yeah.
I just try to do my part, man. Yeah, I just try to do my part, man,
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna always believe that things will be better if I do my part, and I'm not caught up in my results. I just, understand that for my purpose and my vision and my destiny, help those, man, that are, more needy than me. I've been blessed in a lot of ways, man. So, to everybody, man, just put in your work. Don't cry about it. While you're in the process, just understand it, that you're on a greater mission, man. And when it's time for you to get your blessing, it'll happen for you. But you have to put in the work in between. You can't cry about the results you didn't get without the work you didn't do, man. So salute to y'all, man. Have a great rest of the weekend, man. Continue to eat. Start out the work week fresh and strong, man. Salute to y'all, man.
Appreciate it. Mr. Bennett, do you want to close us out, sir?
Well, as you can see, once again, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to the bold and the beautiful, the beneficent, benevolent, bald, bifocal brotherhood of the BNU Network. See, this is what we do as we close out the show. It's always honor to share the platform with these brothers and, Lost, again, blessings to you, bro. So good to see you back in these spaces, man. You've been missed. And just praying that your health, mind, body, and spirit and all things, that you become whole. And, because we need you in these spaces, man. Your voice is certainly well needed. And, but again, appreciate the space. Again, it's this Sunday on the gray areas. That's going to be our call-in show. So again, if you brothers are not too busy, come say hi to us as we go on. Catellia, I'm waiting for Catellia to make an appearance. You don't even have to show. We'll even make it easy. You don't have to show your face. Just say hi to us. But we're gonna be on there chopping it up and whatnot. And so looking forward to that as well. But again, just glad to be in these spaces and just asking people again, support the network, support the channel as we try to give you great content and just grow this platform, because there's a lot of conversations and BMU is always thinking outside the box. New conversations are about to be had. And so definitely looking forward to what's going to happen in 2025 for this network. So great things are coming. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. I'm going to thank everybody for coming out. Those who are here, appreciate you guys coming out, because we couldn't do this without you guys. And I want to make sure that we acknowledge you for showing up and staying this late, because you could have been doing anything, but you decided to share a little time with us. I just want to let you know we do appreciate that. When you guys get an opportunity, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit share. Make sure you tune in. Like I said earlier, when BMU been talking about this for a long time, making a shift so we can make a difference. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you start a race, you don't always start it with the same people, but along the way, you may pick up new people to continue the mission. So I do appreciate those who came, those who've gone, and those who will meet in the future. So I really do appreciate that. So you guys stick around. And I really do appreciate that. Make sure you guys tune in. You never know what we'll have cooking for you. So once again, I want to thank you guys for coming out for the barbershop. And again, thank you for becoming Black Men Unfiltered. Appreciate you. Peace.
Right. Take care, guys. God bless.
All right, guys, another one in the books. Another great episode on the Black Men Unfiltered Network. Listen, we're doing the thing over here. So, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, which helps the channel, hit your boy Cash App. It's scrolling right here, right there at the bottom of the screen. and support the channel. But we're happy that you're here, and we look forward to seeing you on every episode. So hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Thank you again, guys, for watching. We out.